Yo, they said I sold out. Joke's on you. My wallet's broke, but the globe came through. I ain't rich, I'm just rich in proof. Y'all still spinning circles trying to find the roof. I'm living rent free, all up in your head. If I make a post, y'all start seeing red. You brag, you're gifted, you're all so smart. Can't get an angle off a tangent. Okay, retards, they at least compromise or scratching their ass. We demand that once his boarding pass. Say I faked Antarctica, bro, please hush. You ain't even been outside since Candy Crush. Under the bus, they roll me flat, but I bounce right up like it wasn't that bad. You got nothing, no answer, you're the movement's dead. I got photo sunspots and 310s in my bed. Under the bus, they screaming shield. Not a sellout, I still got all these bills. Call me a traitor, saying that I'm a fake. You have no map, no motto, and no clue, for fuck's sake. Under the bus, but I dusted off fine. I seen the South Sun circle, y'all still stuck online. 10 years deep, I questioned it all, but y'all can't admit we went over that wall. Under the bus, they threw me twice, but I'm still that dude who thinks precise. You can meme me, scream me, call me fake, but I'm the only one out here showing the way. They can't face it, so they hate it. Truth's too heavy, say we faked it. I went south, they stay blind, now they rage online, screaming CGI. They can't face it, so they hate it. They call it lies, yet they can't debate it. They rather call me a lie than admit they're wrong. A cold mind's weak, but my will's still strong. They said he's a Freemason, reptile clone. Bro, I can't even get a damn payday loan. I'm broke as hell and I rent my home. I lost my views when I revealed the unknown. I packed my bags, hit the edge of the map. You stayed home making memes and talking crap. You don't do research, you just parrot Dave and crew. But things don't work the way they telling you it do. He's a sellout, he's a shill, he's fake. Bro, your best researchers got stuck on vape gate. You think I'm compromised? Nah, I'm free, you're the one in chains. Mentally, Dave White says Jaren, he's surely compromised by my app block. Jaren, he's the Antichrist. Didn't give a shit when he leaked my data on his app. He was probably on vacation, taking a nap. I took the L, learn, evolve. Y'all can be mad, truth is problem solved. I follow evidence too, wherever it leads. I adjust and improve, you stay blind and believe. I saw the ice, I saw the glow. The 24-hour sun put on a show. They call it fake, say it's in the studio. Even when they get debunked, they can't let it go. I'm at the cold, I saw the stars opposite spin. Ask Banjo Brazil if false accusations are a sin. I found peace in evidence and proof. They found comfort in denial and goof. They yell he's bought, he's part of the plan. Guys, well Duffy is a pastor, not the boogeyman. They call it selling out, nah, it's called growing. But your echo chamber won't allow you to be knowing. They can't face it, so they hate it. Truth's too heavy, say we faked it. I went south, they stay blind, now they rage online, screaming CGI. They can't face it, so they hate it. They call it lies, but dude, they can't debate it. They rather call me a lie than admit they're wrong. A cold mind's weak, but my will's still strong. 10 years strong, I held the belief. Learned the South was the opposite, the North like they teach. Now they call me Judas, traitor, thief, while they indoctrinate children with a childish belief. Black wants to see my ticket, well Black can suck a dick. He's as dumb as rocks, if rocks a little prick. If they sat around streaming, bitching in a robe, scared of the truth and became Antarctica folks. They call me traitor, apostate, fraud, but I saw the globe with my own damn eyes. Got twist your words, edit your clip, lose another job, fuck up another relation. They ain't scientists, the scared kids lost every learning opportunity lost. They don't want truth, they want belief, faith and fear disguised as relief. For me, I took the heat, I took the fall, I faced the facts, and I stood tall. I'd rather burn in your digital hell than lie to myself just to sell a sale. So keep my name in your live stream fight while I sleep comfy every fucking night. You can't undo what I've seen firsthand. Truth ain't flat for fact, it's a globe, my man. And I do it again just to prove what's real. Cause I don't kneel to your cultish feel. They can't face it, so they hate it. Truth's too heavy, say we faked it. I went south, they stay blind, now they rage online, screaming fake sky. They can't face it, so they hate it. They call it lies, your wives won't debate it. They rather block me or mock me than admit they're wrong. You let them win, but I'm gone, you don't.
All right, we're going to get this. We're going to figure it out. Don't worry. Have no fear. I am here. Happy New Year. That did not mean to be rhyming. It just happened to be that way. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yours. Hopefully you didn't already blow your New Year's resolution. That would be sad and a poor showing on your part. We are, I believe, live on TikTok. We're going to find out here in a second. Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to make this thing work right, so you're going to have to deal with the screen the way it is. I was able to get my little display up there. Let me see what's going on TikTok and see if anybody's... And I have no idea how to check if people want to come up and talk. I don't know how you do that. Do you go to multi-guest, co-host multi-guest? Oh, I do see people over here. Can you hear me? Can somebody just give me a 5x in the TikTok room? Effed up world thinks it's flat still. It's very confused. Scuba Steve says was on Caleb's live last night. He's got 0 facts. Yeah, that's the problem. That would be the issue. And can I get a 5x over on YouTube, please? So that I know we're here. Is Jaren's mic low? Thank you. I need to know that. That will help me. I will fix it. We're going to give a little bit more volume here. A little more of this. A little more of this. A little more of this. All right. How about that? Is that better? David hears me. Thank you. What is that extra echo from? Hold on. 5x on the YouTube. Great. Oh, wait. Not 5x. Now Meg says it's... Everybody says sounds good on both sides. All right. Well, and then I want to figure out how to bring people up if they want to come up and talk. If they want to do that. This is my first time on TikTok Live, so if it's a mess, I apologize. Still hard to hear, Megs? I have to see why that is on the... I'm getting 5x, so I'm going to go with them because I just don't feel like fixing it. Let me see if I can check one thing. We are going to do a filter check and just change this compressor up a little bit. All right, that looks pretty good. I think we should be okay. Let me move this like this, so that might be a little better. And I'm going to get back over to TikTok and see how this is all working. Now, I know you can bring people up, but I don't know if I have to click this multi-guest thing. David Sanchez sent a rose. Thank you very much. Compared to the other stream I had playing, but it could be me. I don't know. It should be. It looks like it's loud enough. But according to the bars, according to the levels. Okay, it is better? Good. All right, let me see what happens if I hit this multi-guest. Is that how you bring people up? No. Oh, no guest requests yet. Okay, I kind of got that. So when people ask to come up, then I can let them up, I believe. Invite, history. Oh, so like I could invite David up? I see how this works. Dave, I'm going to invite you up. You don't have to come on. I just want to see if this works and make sure you get invited. Invite sent. Okay. See how I learned this all. All right. Well, I haven't done much with... Oh, now somebody's here. What happened? Hello?
What's up?
Oh, you are here. How do I bring your video on? Or you're not on video?
No, it just shows my...
All right, I see you down there. I don't know what that is. Oh, invite to turn camera on. Okay, I get it. That's all I needed to see. Thank you, sir. How are you?
Pretty good, just hanging out. This will be interesting. You on TikTok?
It should be interesting, but I think that it'll be good. People need to realize that they don't have a map. They need to realize that they don't have a model, that they don't have anything left. And so let's just move on to real conspiracies and get over the fact that we were wrong about one. And I think that should be required of conspiracy theorists, is that if you come up with a crazy conspiracy theory, that's fine. Nobody has a problem with that. But the second that you are shown to be grossly incorrect, you have to back down. So that's the problem, is that people that have been saying this for a long time just refuse to admit that they might be wrong because they know it's not a globe, you know?
Yeah, well, you were saying at the beginning when TFE first came out that if we're willing to make positive claims, those claims have to be willing to be falsified.
Right.
And if they are, we have to admit that.
And if they're not falsifiable, then they're not science. They're not anything worth talking about. It's just somebody's imagination, you know? I am going to let you go because I don't know if people can come up. What's up, Turban Head? I don't know if people can come up when you're up here as well. I don't know how that works. I don't know where I would see requests either.
I've seen on other ones.
More multiple people come up?
Multiple people.
Okay, yeah, I'll just have to see. I can lower this. Oh, I see how that works. All right, well, just playing with it. But thank you for coming on. Now I know how to bring people on.
Perfect.
Much love. Later.
All
right. I just see a button disconnect. What does that mean? Disconnect you or disconnect the whole thing? Oh, I'm still here. All right. So if anybody else wants to come up, I don't know if when somebody requests, if I'll get some sort of notification. Effed Up World, it is not flat. Isn't Effed Up World? Man, isn't that Joe? Isn't Joe Effed Up World? Am I thinking of his name right? Joe Hill? Joe, weren't you talking to Melodome recently? Weren't you guys having? I mean, I know it was months ago, but I thought that you had understood what was observed and how that completely destroys the flat Earth model that we all were pushing. So I'm not really sure how you can remain a flat earther if there's no more viable, tenable method of it being flat. So, how's it going, Snake Turban Head? Nice to see you. Scuba Steve in the house. So if anybody wants to jump on, you can request. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get a request on this page. Let me see what's going on in the chat over here. Joe Hill. Okay. Yeah. I thought Joe was pretty knowledgeable in that area and accepted the. So Joe, I don't know if he's still in the chat. Joe, if you're still there, don't you accept that the 24-hour sun was seen? I'm not sure why you could still be flat, other than you don't want to admit that you've been wrong for a certain amount of time. It's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, you're pushing something that has no more viable truth. There's no way it can be true. So that's the point where it's time to cash it in. You know, when something's been thoroughly falsified, to remain in that school of thought is willful ignorance. You know, and I don't know why somebody would do that. Pin the link to jump on in chat, Jern. Pin the link. You mean pin the TikTok link? Pin the link to jump on in chat. Okay, I don't know if there is a link. I can pin my TikTok. TIKTOK / at headonism. All right, that should, that should get you on if people want to get on, I think. Let me see over here if there's anything else I need to see here. It doesn't look like anybody's even chatting. I don't think that many people are watching, but I get it. I don't go live. This is my first time, so I don't expect it to be very many. It says 8 viewers, 1 new follower. Woo! Why does it say 70 likes? 70 likes on what? This live view? On this video? No, can't be. It's in the description of the video on YouTube. Yes. Oh, it's TikTok. I don't know anything about that, so neither do I. So we're learning together. I think I'm just looking at these people coming on in the live chat over here, and I don't. What is this? If you can't see the live chat window after popping it out, try switching after popping it out. Popping it out where? Okay, I don't know what that is either. To keep notifications. Okay. Oh, what is this? Stay on top of your live chat. Focus on try now. What is this? Don't know what this is either. No, close that. All right, now I get. Oh, this is popped out. I can move over here. Does that block you? Nice. This is kind of cool. All right, cool. Now I can see this. Back It Up is a fantastic show and a great concept. Thank you very much. I think it'll be fun. The first week was okay. We're also going to do a thing. We're going to have a hard stop at 2 hours just so that we don't go crazy 3-4 hour streams that nobody wants to watch. So it should be fun if we get people up and we keep them to a clock. What's up, Curvature Nope? Hope you're well. We see the link. What's up, Charlie? How's it going? Barrels bottoms it. We'll see if anybody actually asks to come up. Maybe they don't want to talk to me. I might be the person they don't want to talk to. Hello to everybody at TikTok. It looks like we've got Curvature Nope and Fabulously Blocked and Pumpkin Rockstar and Hoppo96, Skillenthar also there. But I don't know how they Fabulously Blocked says any globe proof. Yeah, you know, there's this thing called the Southern Sun, and it does for every single person that lives in the South. They will all agree, everybody on Earth will agree that the sun does exactly, mind you, exactly what the globe predicts. And 0 people, let me say that again, 0 people in the South say that the sun does what the flat Earth predicts. So what does that mean? So let's think. Ton of people, like 1 billion people, say that the sun does what the globe Earth calls for, and 0 people, 0 say that it does what the flat Earth calls for. That's not very good globe evidence, though, is it? Not when everybody sees the same thing that matches the globe. Probably not good globe evidence. You've got a good point. Probably none. Fabulously Block says sellout. Of course I'm a sellout because I'm now telling you that you're wrong. So, yeah, whatever. That's not an answer, though, to what map are you using? What model are you using? Sellout, is that the only answer you have? Because that will not get you a map. I hate to tell you. Give that to some boat captain. He's not going to get to where he's going. He's going to have trouble with just getting a piece of paper that says sellout. It's not a very good map of the flat Earth. So, how's that prove curvature, sin or gravity? Sorry? It proves curvature. What do you mean? Because the sun moves in the direction that the globe Earth calls for. Didn't I just say that? So if the globe Earth calls for it, did I mention that it's the globe Earth? So do you have a globe? Does it have curvature? Okay, well then, it's curved. What are you gonna do? Let's see here. Fabulously Blocked. Go up and tell them why. Then yeah, you can come up. Oh, I was gonna. No proof. Then I see. Well, this is what I heard. This is why I wanted to come on TikTok, because what you guys are is a gross group of liars that refuse to back down to any kind of evidence, and then you go on these tangents that make no sense. You just said there's no globe evidence. Then I gave it to you, and then you came back and said, no proof, then I see. What do you mean? The sun circles your head the opposite direction in the south. What's below the south celestial pole? If you could tell me that, I would appreciate it. The sun could be reflecting. No, I went to Antarctica, Fabulously Blocked, and we tested that. So what we did is we took a camera and we put it on the sun and we put it on a solar filter and we watched the sunspots for the sun to circle us for 24 hours, which it actually did for 4 days. And it was never reflected. It just was the same the whole entire time, matching exactly what, well, upside down versus what the people in the north were seeing. So the sun is not reflecting. Don't cut it. That makes no sense. Happy New Year from Norway. Loved your stuff over the last year. Keep up destroying flat Earth. Thank you, Jeanette. Did it go south of you? Yes, of course. The sun? I mean, what kind of question is that? Are you not listening to me? Or maybe you turn your volume up. I said the sun went around us 360 degrees in 24 hours. So how would it not go south of me? Did it go around me 24 hours and then never went south? Does that make any sense? Just try and use your brain, please. Please, please, please. GNN, you're a shill. Me? Oh. What is that? GNN 6850? Isn't that my logo? Isn't that person using my channel name logo? You need to watch more GNN. That's hilarious. This person's using my... How funny. Very strange. What the F is my name? I don't know. MEVJ10? You are as far south as you can go, genius. Yeah, I know that. I was there. So the sun was south of me. And guess what? When it was south of me, it was above the heads of people in Australia. Fabulously Blocked. If you can't realize what that means. Okay. 5K 31.3. Let me tell you something else, though, because I want to get rid of one of the main questions that I get. One of the main issues I get is people say, I hear you calling people stupid and retarded. Don't you realize you were a flat earther for 10 years? So I want to make sure people understand something. Did you know that if you are stupid, it's not a permanent condition? That you can actually recover from that? So if you have stupid beliefs and somebody says, hey, you're stupid, that's a stupid belief. And then you realize that it was a stupid belief, and then you realize what the truth is, that you don't have to continue being stupid. You can then step out of stupidity and say, oh, Jesus, I was being stupid. My bad. I mean, what? Yes, it is the birthday on the 4th. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for wishing me. Did you send me a gift? I'll be checking the mail. Flat earthers will call you every name in the book rather than produce any evidence. Of course. Yeah. Try providing the best evidence, positive flat earth evidence, positive evidence that you accept, and then put that to the test. Right. That's what they should do. That's what I did. I found something. Well, actually, Duffy found something that is a mutually exclusive observation, meaning that the flat earth calls for the sun to set, the globe earth calls for the sun to circle. So it was a chance to go down there and not have to believe others anymore, not have to trust NASA, trust the military, trust the media. I didn't have to trust anybody. Didn't have to. It's in Australia and south of Antarctica. This guy needs help. No, you're not. You are very confused. I said it's above the people's heads in Australia, right, and south of Antarctica, right. Guess what? Check the globe. Check the globe for me and see if there's a sun that could be south of Union Glacier and above Australia at the same time. There is. It's what the map predicts. It's what the globe model says will happen. Sundials only work on a globe. Now watch the trolls report. I know I've seen that people are sharing the show with their globe, with their flat Earth friends. I don't know why they just can't realize. It's been 10 years. We don't have a map. Do you understand that? There is no way it could be what you think it is, or what I thought it was. So I'm here to save the day and tell you, hey guys, if anybody knows flat Earth, it's me. If anybody knows that flat Earth is untenable, it's me. If anybody's here to tell you that David Lies is a liar, it's me. If anybody's here to tell you that his little lackey, Angels of Shite, is full of shite, it's me. Okay? LOL, you must have run out of money. Oh yeah, I'm getting paid so much for switching to the globe. I lost all my support. Yeah, man, I'm making so much money. Excellent. Way to go. You got it. I'll crush you. Thank you. Fabulous block. You're the least person I'm afraid of. You have no idea what you're talking about. First of all, I said the sun went around me 360 degrees, and your answer was, did you see it in the south? So you're not very intimidating. I hate to tell you that. Did you forget about the Trump Elvis flat Earth map? Is there one? I need to see that first. Need to see that. Run then, boy. What? Come up here. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where to. Maybe you are requesting. I don't want to say you're not. Can somebody just request so I can see what happens? You don't have to come up. I can. Oh wait, I do see one over here. Hold on, I got to move this chat thing's in the way. Oh, I see 3 guests requested. Okay, let me bring up this guy first. Wait, what? I see you requested, but I don't see how to accept it. It just says, oh, there it is. Sorry, my bad. I see now. Accept. Okay, fabulously blocked. A very scary guy. Doesn't understand what 360 degrees means.
If you're scared of the truth, I'm pretty scary.
What?
You're scary?
Am I scary? Wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
Projection pause.
Yeah. I don't look like it.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out why this got paused for people on YouTube.
All right. You got any glow proof?
I just gave it to you. Hold on. Let me see.
No, that ain't going to cut it.
Projection pause.
That don't prove spin, curve, or gravity.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out why this is no longer working for people, why they can't see me anymore. Give me 2 seconds. We'll be right back with you. Let me see. Maybe I have to close this projection. This one. But the video is working fine for me, so it's not Jeranism. What happened? Can you put TikTok in the window? I'm trying, but I thought it was up there. But it says projection pause. Live view projection is currently unavailable. Why is that? Opacity. Hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure I can.
When you get things running, let me know.
What? Say again?
So when you get things going, let me know.
Well, we can talk. You can go ahead and talk. So you say there's no globe evidence or no globe proof, right?
No. That's
okay.
why I'm flat earther.
Okay, so what is below the South Celestial Pole? Do you believe in that?
On your globe?
No.
You're telling me the sun is.
No. Listen again. Listen again. Where
That's
is
craziness.
You're not listening. I said, what is below the South Celestial Pole in the world? We're not talking flat.
I've never been there. Don't know.
Do you have any guesses? No. What's below the North Celestial Pole?
Below it?
I said, what's below the North?
Russia.
No. What's
Canada?
Wrong. Incorrect. What's below the North Celestial Pole?
Celestial Pole. Oh, okay. Polaris.
What's below it?
Yeah, North Pole.
Okay, so what's below the South Celestial Pole?
I don't know. Where's the South Celestial Pole?
180 degrees from the North Celestial Pole.
What's it called?
What?
What's it called?
The South Celestial Pole.
There's no name like Polaris.
Oh, Sigma Octantis, but you can't see it with your eye. You have to see it with a telescope.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? So because we have to see a star with a telescope, then it means it's not there, or what?
I wouldn't use it as a pole star.
Okay, so call the empty space that's there the pole space, the South Celestial pole space. Yeah. So okay, what's below the South Celestial empty space?
You believe in space?
Here we go. What's below the South Celestial space?
Don't know, man.
Do you have any guesses?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm here with facts.
So you're
not guesses.
Yeah, it's a fact that the South Pole is below it.
No, it's a fact. Water's flat, son.
Yeah, locally it is.
Yeah.
Yep. What about down the road?
Locally, 1,000 times over and over and over and over and over.
You're right. You have 1,000
It's
people.
all flat there,
You're right. 1,000 people across the earth. It's going to be flat for every one of them. So
Yeah.
do you realize that?
Oh, the Earth's flat. Thank you, Jared.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's the extent of your ability to think, then so be it. So be it. Because
You've already admitted defeat.
I admitted defeat. Yeah, I'm defeated.
Yeah, you said it's flat.
Yeah, that's a good answer. It is flat.
Yeah.
It is flat. The Earth is flat, my friend.
All right, bud.
Okay, good for you. I'm glad that you're able to carry on a conversation.
I'll
and have
take
some
that
quiz.
as a victory.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
Have a great night.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive to take that as a victory. Oh, wait, now it came back? What's going on here? Oh, is it when I bring somebody on that it went off? Is that exactly? Oh, maybe that's what happened. Sorry. I think what happened is when I bring somebody on, then it turns off the projector. It's the only thing I could think of why that happened. Oh, wait, there was somebody else who asked. So let's just recap so far. We have a person who came on who can't tell us what's below the South Celestial Pole, says that he's here to talk about facts, which I'll tell you that the what's below the South Celestial Pole is the South Pole. Now, why does no flat earther want to admit that? Because on a flat earth map, the South Pole can exist, and it exists everywhere. So it is the entirety of the outskirts of the map, and it's a place where people go. So how is that possible? So again, and then he says he admits, I admit defeat by saying that the Earth is flat where you're at locally. So yeah, you place 1,000 people around the oceans on the Earth, and they're going to all measure the water below them flat. Big deal. The Earth is a giant sphere, and it is so big, 24,901 miles, that to us little people, it is flat everywhere you are. Now, if you're talking about what's down the road 10 miles, then it's no longer the same level horizontal as you're at, but you don't need to know that. You don't. That's why we weren't taught it in school. That's true. Sorry, that is true. What is we got over here? Fabulous. And the only thing you've ever crushed is a 6-pack of Paps. Very crushed. I mean, this is what I've been paying attention to TikTok just the last 2 weeks or something, listening to David Weiss and Angels of Shite, and they have these little methods that now I'm starting to think that they know the Earth is not flat. Because they are so disingenuous, they're so they get debunked one day, and the next day they go back to the same line of questioning. Angels of Shite got totally destroyed with his nose down airplane thing, and he keeps going on and saying it, and they just keep lying and lying and lying. Angels of Shite said that the tides are not caused by the moon, and he said, "Oh, the tides are in 6-hour increments, and they're the same every day." Angels of Shite, why don't you look up what the tide changes daily? So the tides are not the same every day. It's not like, oh, it's 2:30 high tide in Monterey. It's 2:30 every day. It's not the way it works. It's off by a little bit. Do you know how much it's off? It's off by 50 minutes, okay? So the tides change 24 hours and 50 minutes. Can you think of anything else that takes 24 hours and 50 minutes? Let's think. 24 hours and 50 minutes. What is something that goes around the Earth in 24 hours? Oh, the moon. That's weird. The moon is 24 hours and 50 minutes. And it so happens that tides are 24 hours and 50 minutes, but they're not caused by that. Oh, okay. Coincidence theories. Okay. Whatever you say. You see, we're used to that from Flat Earth. I feel bad for you guys because this TikTok is like, it allows people to pretend like they're, Dave Weiss is like, as soon as somebody comes up who could possibly debunk him he just gets rid of him. Oh no, this is a troll. It's a troll. He's debunking me. It's a troll. And then when it's somebody who has no clue, they'll sit on there forever. No, answer the question. Answer what I'm saying. It's like, dude, why wouldn't you let those other guys up? The guys who had a clue. You just want to talk to people who don't have a clue. All right. What is that thing on the sky there? That was weird. Weird. All right. Let me see if anybody else. How did I get that thing that came up? I don't even know where that was. Maybe nobody else requested up. Where did I see that? It just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know what's up with Caleb. I mean, these guys are just, oh, here we go. Except, is this going to turn that off? It did turn that off. That is what happens. I wonder why that's the case. Chardock, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Just real quick, we're getting a real bad echo now.
I'm not.
I know you've just set up like live studio. At least I am.
Yeah, it's the first time. Are you? I have headphones on, and do you have headphones on?
I do.
Do you know if I can hit something? Is there like some button that would turn that off? I just see mute microphone.
So, I think there's a setting on TikTok Live Studio that sets up like audio monitoring. If you turn that off, it tends to eliminate the echo when you have guests.
I see echo check. Should I click that?
I don't know if it will check for echoes from guests or just you.
Okay, I'm checking right now. It says checking. And I see that you're talking about the audio monitoring, but there's no way. It says no echoes found.
Yeah, it's strange. There was another creator that was using TikTok Live Studio earlier that was running into the same thing. I am using Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay.
Earphones.
How about people at home or people on? That was weird. People.
That's a gift.
People watching on TikTok, can they? Oh, there's no echo there. All right, so we have no echo as far as I can tell.
Okay. Some people are saying yes, and some people are saying no. Well, anyway, I just wanted to say, like, look, I really respect like what you went through with TFE and being intellectually honest. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I just, man, seeing that. Sorry, the echo's throwing me off.
I wish I could help you. I don't know what to do.
Anyway, that was really great. But I'm going to take my headphones out. Here we go. So that was really cool. I just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback. I know you're kind of new to TikTok, or at least I think you are.
Yes.
The graphic at the bottom does block chat. So like maybe in the future, the graphic could go somewhere else.
Sure. Just move it. I can get rid of it altogether.
That way the people can yell at each other in the chat.
Okay. So wait, just get rid of it altogether like that.
But anyways, man, I just wanted to say, good job. Looking forward to seeing more of you on TikTok. Take care and have a great new year.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Later. I'll say, so I did get rid of that thing on the bottom. Hopefully that worked, and hopefully that brought that back up over here. Let's go see. Yeah, but now there's a little. All right, good enough. It'll have to work for now. All right, let me go back to TikTok. There was other people requesting, and it's so weird that it won't let me project it when it. What is this? Sorry, I don't know what this is. TikTok Live. Okay, here. All right, and let's see, where is that screen? I don't know. If somebody could tell me too, where you find that screen where it keeps saying. I mean, I see it pop up when it says somebody's requesting, but I don't know how to. Oh, there we go. I see it now. Multi-guest 2. Oh, there it is. And oh, that's Chardock. He was already on. All right, Billy Jack. I get it. Accept. Billy Jack. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jaron.
How are you?
Guess I'm okay.
Why do you guess you're okay?
I don't know. Hey, did you jump on the globe again?
I did. It is the truth. I know.
How did that happen?
Well, because I went to Union Glacier in Antarctica and saw the sun circle for 4 days. And so there's a model that calls for that and says that's exactly what I should expect to see. And there's a model that says it's impossible. And so I decided to go with the model that says this is what you'll see down there, not the one that says this is impossible, since I went down and saw it. So I think everybody should do the same thing, because I'm not lying to you. You can go down there and check it yourself. It is the truth that there is a 24-hour sun in the south, and it goes the opposite direction than it does in the north. So unless you can come up with a map in some way that Flat Earth can replicate that, which is impossible, by the way. I've spent months trying to figure it out. It is impossible. The Earth cannot be flat. So, I mean, you know, why would people want to stay connected to something that will never be the case? It's not like in 5 years somebody will figure it out or nothing. It will never be flat. We were wrong. Oh well, you know. You just got to get over it sometimes. You can't cry over spilled milk, as they say. So that's basically it. I mean, it sucks because I pushed it real hard for a long time, but wouldn't you say this as a flat earther, you don't believe that the South is what we're taught, right?
What is it?
Is this?
Oh no, yeah, right.
Okay, so what if you went down and you checked a bunch of places in the South and learned that the South is exactly what they taught? What would that tell you?
Well, I haven't been there.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't ask anything about you going there. I said, if you went down there and you saw that everything matched what they say.
If I was, you know, able to go from globe to flat, I guess I could go the other way too.
Right.
Except for the fact that I have too much time behind aircraft windshields to do that.
Too much time to go back to a globe Earth?
Yeah.
But what do you expect to see from an aircraft? You expect to see a ball?
Well, just the principles of flight.
Well, the principles of flight work on a flat Earth, and they would work on a globe Earth because the globe is essentially the same thing for a plane. The plane is not flying upside down. The plane is not flying, doing anything but staying above the level plane of the Earth. It just has to adjust by, I think it's an eighth inch every 660 feet that it flies, which it does automatically because it's staying the same distance away from the ground. So really, I almost thought you were going to say because you spent too much time as a flat earther, which I was going to say, well, if there's anybody who can say that's the case, that would be me. But we shouldn't want to lie to children, right? Like the reason I got into flat earth was I thought that they were lying to my children about the shape of the earth. I thought they were lying to people. I thought that they were deceiving. And so I got into flat earth and started to push the idea that the earth was something other than we were taught. So when I found out I was wrong, granted it took me a long time, when I found that out, the last thing I want to do is lie to children or lie to parents who are going to eventually lie to their children. So you have to pull back and say, okay, wait, this is what flat earth should have done. When we went down there and saw the 24-hour sun circle our head for 4 days, everybody on the flat earth should have said, all right, guys, let's step back. We were wrong about our model. We were wrong about our take. Let's reassess and come back when we have something to present. Instead, you guys called the trip fake, called me a shill and a sellout, and you continue to act with bravado and cockiness and being assholes to people on Facebook and thinking that you're so right, but you don't have a map. You don't have a model. You don't have a mechanism for anything. You can't predict a thing. And so it's at this point for me embarrassing because I mean, I think most people thought or still think that the South is a lie. That's what I thought. I thought that the South that they teach us is a lie. It's not the same as the North. It's not the inverse. Well, I went down and found out it is. So that tells me that if the Earth is symmetrical and the South is the opposite of the North, if 30 degrees South is the opposite of 30 degrees North, 6 months later, it's just the same thing except for the sun going the opposite direction, then is there a model out there that says that's exactly what the truth is? And that model is the globe model. So if you called all your friends that you have and all your acquaintances and everybody, and they all are mapped somewhere on Google Earth, right? So granted, you might not think it's the Google Earth is the truth. You say, oh, it's just a cartoon. Okay, it is a cartoon, but I'm saying it is a model, and everybody who lives on the Earth is mapped somewhere on that model. And you could go to each of those people and say, hey, can you go on Google Earth right now and check if it matches your sky? And for every single person on Earth, without fail, it will match the sky. So the model that it places us on Google Earth is the correct shape of the Earth. There's no other way it could work.
It works different on Google Maps, my friend.
Okay, I didn't say anything about Google Maps. I'm telling you, Google Earth. Did. Google Earth is it not a mapped model of the Earth on a globe?
Right, which is what's wrong with it.
Okay, but if there's something wrong with it, then the way that we would determine that is when something about it doesn't match our observations. But I just said every single person on Earth will confirm that it matches their observations. So there's no question. You would have to show me somebody where you say, hey, this guy in Detroit says that it shows the sun setting right to left, and really it's setting left to right, or something like that. But there's no case of that ever. So everybody who lives in Punta Arenas down at the bottom.
I was just checking to see.
Go ahead.
If you made the shift back to globe.
I did.
Which you did. So I'm happy for you.
Hey, thank you.
And I'm very happy being a flat earther, my friend. So happy New Year.
Hey, happy New Year to you too. I have no problem with people that will admit that they want to be a flat earther for religious reasons, or that they know that there's no scientific evidence for it. That's fine by me. So as long as you're willing to admit that, I wish you the best. Later. All right. Well, again, we can recap on. So far, we've got no map, no model, no comprehension, and really no care about when somebody brings something to you and says, hey, here's the evidence that you're looking for. As a flat earther, you should be wanting evidence that you're wrong. That's how you prove yourself wrong, but there's nobody who wants that. I mean, this is why my opinion of the truth movement has gone so sour, because imagine that I'm a truther. I went on a trip. I came back and told the truth, and now I'm the most hated man in the truth movement. So explain to me how that works. Explain to me how you go from being a friend of all these truthers, then you went down on a trip, you came back and told the truth, and they all hate you now. So do you think my opinion of the truth movement is a high one? No, it is not. Globey McGlobeface in the house. Thank you for all your work as well. He does a great job. Check him out. I did see Globey. I didn't watch the video, but somebody sent me a video. A guy that I like sent me a video today. It was Angels of Shite destroys Globey McGlobeface. And before I even watched the video, I wrote back to the guy. I'm like, what the hell are you watching? I'm like, don't tell me that you think that Angels of Shite has anything other than lies and misdirections and confusions. But I didn't even watch the video. I still haven't watched it. But I don't know what that video is. I could show you in the text message. I just never hit play because I'm like, don't care what these guys think that they're getting across. That guy's clueless. So, oh, look, he's here. Did I see him? I thought I saw him. Maybe not. Oh, I see multi-guess. We will get this back up here. Who do we have here? Oh, I remember this guy. Oh, let's go with Professor. By the way, I could put a 5-minute clock up if we need to. Professor, how's it going? Didn't we already talk before?
No, we've never spoken before, Jaren.
Oh.
You may have followed me because I worked in Antarctica.
Oh. And you're not a flat earther then?
Oh, I am most certainly a flat earther because I know the truth.
Wait, you're in Antarctica? Working there? Where at in Antarctica? Where at in Antarctica?
I work at the South Pole at the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory.
And so you saw the 24-hour sun?
The 24-hour sun does not exist in the south, it exists in the north.
Then you haven't been there.
I have. What you observed, it was done by Candace Owens' team. They took you south following the magnetic field back up north. And you was on the other side of the northern part where it's divided from.
Sir, I'm not gonna listen to you just bullshit people. I was in Punta Arenas, guaranteed positive fact. I flew for 4.5 hours. How did I come back on the other side? That's not even far enough to get to the South Pole.
Because your compass followed the curvature of the magnetic field back up north.
In 4.5 hours?
Yes, correct.
How fast was the plane going?
The plane was going at 550 knots.
Okay, well then I only made it to the place that they said we went to, which is Union Glacier.
No, you made it to the other side just below the northern hemisphere where you can see the 24-hour sun.
So wait, the Earth is flat, but you can go one direction and come back up the other side?
Just imagine a W. You have two curved parts at the bottom. You have the northern and the southern, but they're both on the same side. I've just educated you. The globe is aligned to you, Jaren.
Okay, hold on. But
come back to the flat Earth.
Well, you said a W. What part of a W is flat?
Well, put it on a piece of paper, write W, and it's flat.
What?
It's the Freemasons. They're lying to you. Look, one of them's in the guest box. His name's Sean Texas. He's a Freemason. The longitude and latitude represent the squares of the chessboard that the Freemasons have. Now, if you put that square into a circle, you get a chessboard. And that's what the Freemasons are lying to you. Jaren, the Earth is flat.
Okie dokie, my friend. I don't know how you could say that considering you don't have a map or a model. Why don't you draw this W map for everybody?
I drew the map of the stars for the southern hemisphere. They rotate around the northern hemisphere.
What about the ones in the south?
I've just told you I drew the map for the southern hemisphere. They rotate around the northern.
What? In the opposite direction?
Yes, because what happens is it curves upwards from the southern hemisphere after the equator.
What curves upwards?
Have you seen the flat Earth map, which was done where it shows a curved northern hemisphere and then a concave southern hemisphere?
No. I don't even know what that is.
That's the correct map of the flat Earth.
Okay, where can I see it?
On Google.
I search what?
Okay, Darren. I was just trolling. I know the Earth.
Son of a bitch, dude. I
Sorry, bro.
I fucking hate you.
Sorry.
So stupid. I'm like, what is this guy's doing, man? Oh boy. Let's go with conversations with Evan. I'm just gonna dump people like that now. Just bullshit nonsense. You know what though? You could go even more crazy than that, and I would still believe that you're a flat earther. That's what's crazy. What's up, Evan?
Hey there, how's it going?
Good.
Sorry.
You.
I have the echo too, but I'm just adjusting.
I wonder why that is.
Thanks for making time for guests.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk to you because my dad is a flat earther.
Okay.
And he's somebody that I would consider very in touch with critical thinking, reason, making decisions based on what is verifiable.
Okay.
And yet, in the last few years, he's just sort of drifted away from that. He's become chronically online. And most of it is pretty harmless, I think. He's fascinated by aliens. He's fascinated by conspiracies. And as somebody who's a skeptic and critical thinker myself, I think it's good to be skeptical, especially of power.
I agree.
But he has become really vehement about flat Earth and other things that seem to me to be so easily verifiably wrong that it's absurd. And I'm not sure. We don't have a hostile relationship. We have a very good relationship. We talk about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more worried about the path that thinking and making decisions about the world this way will lead him down. And I'm curious if you have any tips for me how to listen and talk and hold space and not become argumentative or combative, but just help him to get in touch with better ways in the always online world to make decisions about life.
So, I mean, I think talking to him about the fact that the Earth is mapped on a globe, everybody you guys know is on a globe, everyone that they map on the globe, and that it matches everybody's observation.
Yeah.
So that alone, if you challenged him to say, hey, draw me the Earth on something other than a globe, and then have it match everybody's observations, it should become apparent that that's impossible. That you can only match everybody's observations if you're correct about where you place them.
Is there a more elementary way to say that? I understand and follow you, and I think he might too. But that seems, I don't know, a little difficult and abstract. I might have to
let me ask another one. So I'm assuming he believes in the flat Earth map, like the AE map, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, that alone is just garbage because everybody in the South sees the sun go the opposite direction. Right. So here in the North, we all see the sun rise and set going left to right. So make sure you pay attention to this because people get confused. I'm not talking about looking in any direction other than, so if you're looking at the sunset, everybody on Earth watches it in the west. So if you're standing looking west, the sun will set moving left to right as it crosses the horizon. Okay. If you turn around to the east now everybody's facing east and you watch the sun rise, it rises left to right as it rises above the horizon. Okay, great. If you go to the south, it flips. That is impossible on a flat Earth map. Okay, it flips that now that you're looking west, the sun now sets right to left. And if you turn around and face east, it rises right to left. So that alone tells you that the Earth is a sphere. It's here. Another way to look at it is that's a paradox because what I just said is that two people, let's put one in the north and one in the south, are both looking west, and they're both seeing the sun, the same sun, go in two different directions. One seeing it go left to right, and one seeing it go right to left. So that is what's called a paradox. It can't be true, right? If you and I were both looking at the same wall, watching an item traveling, we can't see it going in different directions. That's impossible. But it's what happens in reality. So guess what? They must have gone to the drawing board. Hey, how can we explain this? And somebody said, put us on a sphere. When you put us on a sphere, it's the only thing that predicts that's exactly what we'll see.
Got it.
So,
I'll try with that.
Okay, how about this one too? When I was in Antarctica, in my south, when I saw the sun, it was about 2 a.m. for us there. It was above the heads of people in Australia. So that on a flat Earth map is 30,000 miles behind me. But yet
How would you verify that without being there? Because I think my dad believes that people are colluding to keep the truth from him.
Right.
I mean, do you have a good website for like sunset watch around the Earth or something?
Not really, but I mean, you can go. You can go watch from the Final Experiment website, or YouTube channel, the 24-Hour Sun. Dave McKeegan filmed it. So again, if it's coming down to you have to do it yourself, which hey, I sympathize with because I had to go on this trip. The trip is what flipped me. So to say that I wouldn't have flipped if somebody else saw it, I'm not sure of that. I can't be sure of that. But I do say if you went down to Punta Arenas, which is about a $1,500 flight, maybe buy it for them for Christmas. $1,500 flight to Punta Arenas. When you go down there, the sun sets right to left in December. It sets it right to left all the time, but it goes right to left when it's got to be. Picture this: you're in Punta Arenas in South America, right? So you're at the tip of South America, looking west. Which direction is Australia?
If I'm looking west, isn't it in the east? I don't know where Punta Arenas is.
No, Punta Arenas is at the bottom of South America, right? So the very tip of South America, all the way down there. And
yeah. So it's east or west, I guess.
Well, no. Let's just talk right or left. So if you're looking west, which way is Australia? Is it to your right or to your left on the flat Earth?
On the flat Earth, I'm not familiar.
Okay, so if you're in South America, it would be to your right. That's everything has to go to the right there. But the problem is the sun goes left.
Yeah.
Because that's what the globe calls for. So I guess what I would tell them is that to find something about the globe besides the very childish water lies level, we see too far, and the Earth is measured flat below our feet, which is all true on the globe. Try to find something wrong with the globe model. I'm not talking about dark energy and dark matter and all this, all these crazy things. I'm talking about just the shape of the Earth. They place us on a sphere. So if the sphere is incorrect, you should be able to find some part of that that's incorrect.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for the time, man. If you ever need help with TikTok, send me a message. It's good to be streaming here. There's a lot of curious people.
Appreciate that. Thanks. Later.
Yep. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Oh, now we have nobody in the multi-guest waiting. I did see Angel of Shite there. I was excited. Well, PhD free. Except, here we go. We got another one. PhD, what's up? Hey, why don't you guys... It's so weird. When I capture my screen, it doesn't show you my picture, but it's there. I can see it. I'm looking at myself. That's weird. It just blacks it out for YouTube. All right, anyway. Greatness. Wouldn't we have seen two suns by now? If there was two suns, I guarantee you that we've been seen by now. Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Hello.
What up, buddy? How are you doing?
Good, you?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
I was going to ask you.
Go ahead, ask
do you have an echo? Or?
Everybody's saying they're hearing an echo, but TikTok isn't hearing it, neither is YouTube, so I'm not sure.
Can I come back up? Because I'm pretty sure there's an echo.
Yeah, you could try. I don't know where the echo would be coming from, though.
No, I think it's either my connection or yours.
Yeah, I mean, there's no connection going out to the YouTube audience or the TikTok, so it must not be me. Okay. Try it again. Try come out and come back in, and I'll bring up this other person. Sorry about that. I don't know what is causing that. We've got Science Relay. Science.
Oh.
What's up?
Am I there?
Yep, you're here.
Yeah, I did pretty good job. Okay. Hey, I want to thank you for having me up.
No problem.
Well, I'm starting to hear myself, but okay.
I wonder why that's happening.
Anyways,
something I could do about that.
So I've been doing this for about a year now, so I know a little bit about your journey.
Thank you. I guess. Okay, great.
Is there any particular piece of evidence that you think the flat Earth community would accept that the globe community could present?
Unless they are a part of it, no. I mean, I think that they probably want a flight to go across the South Pole and come up the other side. And that's just, it's doable, but you're going to have to charter that flight. It's very expensive. You're talking probably over $1 million. So I mean,
but all of the previous flights.
Well, I don't really. There's just the one that they called the final orbit or something that kind of skirted close to it. But I think that as far as crossing because there's really no two cities that are across the South Pole from each other. Not that you would ever take that flight route without. It's just not the way you need to go. So it's faster to skirt the edge of it, like if you're going, say, Sydney to Santiago. So whereas in the north, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the echo is horrible.
Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass when you have that. I'm just trying to see if I can figure it out. I don't know what to turn off because nobody else is hearing it. Yeah.
So there is the what is it? Solar Impulse. That was a solar powered aircraft that circumnavigated the Earth.
Okay.
And then there's also Charles Lindbergh's flight.
Right.
Back in like 1931.
Across the Atlantic,
Yeah, the transatlantic flight.
Right.
He even used a sextant in his aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are so many examples that the flat Earth community then says the victors wrote history.
Right.
How do you combat that?
I wish I knew. I mean, the problem is as a flat earther, because I felt like I was right, it was just very easy for me to dismiss anything as it must be some trick. It must be some, deception in some way, because I felt so strongly that I was right. So it's a powerful tool. And then also you have to think about this, and I don't know how you can't really repair this, but if a flat earther is going around and there's half the people telling him to not procreate and to drink bleach, and the other half is telling them how smart they are and how funny they are and how great their videos are, which direction do you think that person's going to sway? They're going to sway towards the path of least resistance. So to have somebody actually think to themselves, oh wait, the people telling me to drink bleach and to not procreate are the ones that are correct, is very difficult. Very difficult, because it just doesn't feel right. What feels right is the people promoting you, praising you, telling you how great you are, how funny you are, how good looking you are. Thank you guys, by the way, I appreciate that. But you can't fix that. You're not going to repair that, because you have flat earthers being basically assholes, and so they're going to get talk shit to, and then especially when they don't listen to people trying to tell them the correct evidence. I mean, I told MC Toon and these guys, like, you aren't getting anybody to change sides, and they're like, well, that's not our point. I always thought that was like MC Toon's goal, was to get, and he's like, no, I'm just entertaining globe believers and keeping people who might be thinking about flat earth from going there. So then when I heard that, I'm like, well, okay, I got to give him that. That's at least he's, that's what he's trying to do. So I'm just saying that it might be more harmful than good, but I also get what he's doing is that he's keeping more people from joining that group. And he must understand that the people that are already flat earthers are very difficult to get them to admit that they're wrong. Right. I mean,
well, absolutely.
Now for me, I don't want to say it just happened to be me having to see it, but there was like a mental block that I can see now looking back that was kicked out from there as soon as I saw that sun and started to think about it and saw the sun, the direction it was going. And we saw it in the south, just barely go under the horizon for a couple hours and then rise in the southeast. And it hit me like, wait, we're going to fly that direction in a couple days. And when we do, well, of course, that sun's going to lift up. We know that. It's just how perspective works. You fly towards something, it's going to raise up, and we could keep going. And if we got to a certain place, then it wouldn't have a place to set anymore. So it's just going to circle our head. So as I started to kind of rationalize all this, and then you go look at the north and you realize it's the opposite, then you're like, oh shit, if there's a North Pole and the sun does something there, 6 months later, you're near the South Pole and the sun does the opposite thing there in the opposite direction. There's no more questions. It's over. So how do you get people to see that? Well, it's I don't know. The problem is, again, if you're a flat earther, this is what you know for a fact. They have already lost friends. They've lost family. They may have lost relationships. They may have lost their job. They've lost money. So that person, if they realize that they're wrong, that's a huge weight that they have to go and apologize to people that they called morons. They're going to have to tell them that they're sorry, that they're the moron. And they're going to have to face facts that they lost their job. They lost their girlfriend. They lost their best friend. They lost their brother, because of their inability to correctly assess evidence.
Well, I commend you on being able to be that better man or human.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it seemed like a no-brainer choice. But I'm looking at somebody in the YouTube chat says, Jaron, you've been misleading people for over 10 years, and now you're a trolling WTF. So again, I think people think this is what the flat Earth opinion is. They say to everybody, once you go flat, you can't go back, which obviously is a false statement, since there's many people that are former flat earthers. And so they're lying to you about that, number one. And number two, they're doing that as like a gang tactic, right? So just like in a gang, if you leave the gang, they jump you. And the point of that is that nobody else leaves, so that the other guys in the gang say, I don't want to leave. I don't want to get jumped like that. So it's kind of the same thing. What they're doing is ganging up on me and other people that are bailing out, calling us shills. Whatever they're doing is just attempting to keep the people in the cult still there. So, how do you convince them that it's a cult? Well, nobody who's ever been in a cult just realizes they're in a cult. They don't realize that. So it's kind of a difficult task. I wish I could help better. My goal is to be out here telling people, hey, I was a flat earther. Here's the reasons why I was. Here's what I saw when I went south and why I can no longer be a flat earther. And the hope from that is that people can at least accept that. Now, they might think this guy's a liar. He's just working for the cabal or whatever. But then go down south and show me that I'm wrong. And if they went down south, then they would know that I'm right, and they would come back and be back to reality. So it just might be a multi-step process, but there's nobody who's ever going to prove that the earth is flat. There's nobody who's ever going to show evidence that the Earth is flat. There's nobody. Well, I don't want to say that. There is evidence that the Earth is flat. There's no evidence that there's a flat Earth map that can work. There's no viable method of the Earth being flat anymore. There was. I mean, if you look at the AE map, you're like, hey, this could work. It looks like it works. The continents are laid out correctly. The tropics are laid out correctly. The equator's laid out correctly. Okay, great. But the problem with it is that everybody in the South sees the sun go in the opposite direction than that map says. And people in the South, like me in Antarctica and even Punta Arenas, are looking south and see the sun. So how the hell is that? It just proves that the map is complete garbage. And anybody still pushing it is, at this point, willfully ignorant and just can't face reality. So it's sad. I mean, I was there, so I know.
One last question. What are your thoughts about Artemis 2 in February?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, my opinion of the moon landing has changed quite a bit also, but I still am in the camp that says they need to go back. That I just think it's a tall tale to ask people 60 years down the road to believe something 60 years ago that looks awkward to them. And we weren't a part of it. You know, I wasn't alive. A lot of us weren't alive. So we don't know what it's like to have what they say, which is all the country got together and everybody, all these companies got together and they all put all this money towards it. And then we were able to accomplish the impossible. So great. It's, I went from thinking it was the biggest hoax in history to now believing it is the most documented thing that I've ever seen. If you actually go looking, rather than just hear from somebody that's fake, oh yeah, I believe it's fake too, it must be fake. Then when you go and look at it, you'll actually see that it is the most documented event ever. And so, but I still am in the camp that says, go back. Don't expect people to think, to just accept that you went. Go back. I think it should be done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because we have HD footage now. We have cameras that will be much better than what they had in 69. They've got communication methods and everything that should be far superior. And there should be no question this time. Granted, it was 1969 and the technology wasn't very good and they had one camera and they were sending it basically like 10 frames a minute or 10 frames a second through radio signals. Well, we can do much better than that now.
Yeah.
So,
and do you know about Blue Ghost?
Blue Ghost. Is that like a rocket company that's kind of like, tell me about it.
It's a Firefly Aerospace based out of Texas.
Okay.
They employ hundreds of people, and they're the first commercial company to land hardware on the moon. That was in February of 2025.
Was that the one that crashed or no?
Nope. They took samples, it completed their mission. Yeah. Look up Firefly Aerospace.
Okay.
And Blue Ghost.
I will do that. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Later. All right. And sorry for the YouTube people. I don't know I'll have to do it next time. See if I can bring up TikTok on another screen so you can see me there, because every time I bring somebody on, it goes away. But I am going to bring a clock on real quick. See if this works here. Let me just do this just so I can get rid of people in 5 minutes so I can get everybody up there. And this is going to be add a clock. Let's go scene and this one. Where is it? I just put it in something. Oh, time, not clock time. There it is. All right, so now you should add that, and that's going to go over there. Okay, good. And it's still working. All right, there's the clock ready to go. Okay, let me go back over, and we'll see who's over here. TikTok. And how many people are watching? Oh, is that Diamond's good? Sweet. Holy shit. Okay. Why does it say I have 18,000 likes? That's doesn't seem right. All right, multi-guest. Let's see who's up next. We've got James Burns and PhD Free. I'll get you right after this. James Burns, welcome.
Hey, what's up?
How are you? Let's go ahead. What do you got for me?
So, you're no longer a flat earther because you went to Antarctica and you saw or witnessed a 24-hour sun. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's part of it. But I mean, it's mostly because the South is not a lie. The South is what we were taught. So I'd say that's a better reason, because I think it's required. And then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's people out there that are like, oh, I'm a flat earther who believes that the South is what we're taught. I can't picture that. But I think it's a prerequisite. If you are a flat earther, you cannot believe that the South is what we're taught. So I went down and verified it's exactly what we're taught, and therefore the Earth is a symmetrical sphere. 60.
So that's all it took.
What do you mean it's all it took? Again, I mean, you're not hearing me. If you're a flat earther, it means that the South is not what we're taught. It's impossible to be a flat earther if the South is what we're taught. I went down and verified the South is what we're taught. So then you made another statement that makes no sense. Why would I remain being something that can no longer exist? A flat Earth cannot exist.
So where is this 1 degree per 69 miles, 24,901, 3959 radius? Where is this 8 inches per mile squared?
Well, what do you mean?
Just
where
because
is it?
You saw a 24-hour sun, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's not, again, you've now gone back to saying it's because of the 24-hour sun, which is impossible on a flat Earth, but I'm saying the South is not what it is required to be a flat earther. If you're a flat earther, the South has to be much different than the North, right? For instance, the South Celestial Pole exists. I saw it in Punta Arenas. The stars go around it the opposite direction. So what's below the South Celestial Pole? The South Pole. So if there's a South Pole...
It just means it hasn't been figured out, right?
But what if it has been figured out? What I'm saying is that if there's a South Pole, do you realize that that can't exist on the flat Earth? Like people...
Why not?
Because it's exactly like the North, right? So if somebody in Alaska and somebody in California and somebody in Russia...
Oh, you're saying you went from one end of Antarctica to the other.
Well, I went from Punta Arenas in South America to Union Glacier in Antarctica and saw the sun to my south. So the sun...
Right, so why couldn't there be an explanation? Like, why would you...
Because there isn't. But there's somebody who has come forward and said, here's what this model predicts, and it's exactly what I saw. So why would you go against... So the globe Earth predicts correctly everything that we observe. So there's no more question about whether or not it's a globe. And this is why now I feel bad for all these globers for 10 years who have been going crazy, because it is not difficult once you've accepted a few things. And you can go and verify those. So all the things that I teach people now, or I tell people now, don't involve NASA. I don't want to involve NASA. I don't want to involve government. I don't want to involve anything. Just your eyes. The sun tells you. Mm-hmm. The sun tells you the shape of the Earth. Okay, you just need your eyes and the sun. Mm-hmm. So, well, let me explain something. Let me give you this one. So, are you live in the North?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you looked west, picture looking west right now, and you're watching the sunset, be it at a beach, be it above mountains, doesn't matter. The sun is going to set from your left hand to your right hand. You're looking west, it's setting left to right. Okay? And if you turned around to watch the sun rise, it would then rise left to right. Okay, makes sense. That's what the flat Earth map calls for. That's what we observe. If you, as soon as you cross the equator, it flips. The sun now sets right to left and rises right to left, and that is impossible and will forever be impossible on any flat Earth map. I guarantee you, without doubt, there's no question, you will never be able to create a map that has the sun do what we observe, unless you place us on a sphere.
You do realize left to right, right to left, that can be changed simply by turning
around. You weren't listening to me. Let's listen again. Let's listen to Jaren again. I said, you're looking west. And then I said, as the sun is setting, it's setting left to right. And then you made up some nonsense about right and left being different, but that's impossible. I said you're looking west.
I don't think orientation is nonsense.
Okay, you're looking west. How could the sun be going left to right, and then you tell me it could be going right to left? How is that possible?
Well, if you're looking west,
right, you're looking west.
The sun is setting.
Yep, it's setting.
The sun should be in front of you.
It is in front of you, but it's moving left to right. How do people not get this? If you're looking at the sunset, picture a sunset right now. The sun moves diagonally. It doesn't move straight up and down unless you're on the equator, right? So the diagonal movement...
Actually, it travels away from you.
Okay, but is it moving left from your left hand to your right hand, or from your right hand to your left?
It's going directly overhead if you're at the equator.
Okay, I said you're in the north, looking west.
Mm-hmm.
Which direction is the sun moving? Left to right or right to left?
At what time of day?
Sunset.
Okay, what hour?
7 p.m.
Is this the winter or summer solstice?
Let me explain this again. The sun does the same thing for people in the north every day, every season, every month. Doesn't matter. It moves left to right in the north. You can go look at any sunset. Go pull up any time lapse.
So we don't have seasons?
We do. The sun still moves left to right.
So there's a change, right?
There's a change when you cross the equator. There's no change with the seasons because that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the direction of sunrise and sunset being indicative of the shape of the Earth because there's only one shape that can describe it.
So the ceiling describes the floor.
Okay, man, it's another thing that you've heard that from other flat earthers. Let me just explain how ridiculous you sound. What you've done now is you've claimed that there's certain evidence of something else that we can't use. And there's nowhere else in human history. Nobody has ever tried to say, oh, you can't use that evidence. What do you mean? Can we look at footprints to tell who murdered somebody? Can we look at blood splatter? Can we look at the DNA on a cigarette? Yes, we can look at something to figure out something else. You guys have come along and said, you can't look at the sky to determine the shape of the ground. You are factually incorrect. That is not what evidence is. Evidence says you can look at one thing to determine another. So why would you think that it's okay to just make a new rule that's never been used in human history, that you come forward and say, you can't look at the sky to tell the shape of the ground? Who says who? Says who?
So because the shape of the sky
has nothing to do with the shape of the sky. I didn't say the shape of the sky. I didn't say the shape of the sky.
Therefore, the ground must automatically be spherical or circular.
If there's only one shape that can describe what we see, then that shape is correct, right? So there's nowhere you can't.
Well,
you can't place.
Hear me out.
Okay, last try because you're 5 minutes up.
I'm getting tripped up about this.
Go ahead.
There's 8 inches per mile squared, correct? 1 degree per 69 miles. 24,901 circumference with a radius value of 3959, correct?
Okay.
Okay. You have 2 people, all right? You got 3 points, A, B, and C.
Okay.
One person is standing at point A. The other person is standing at point C.
Okay.
There are a total of 2 miles between the 2 people.
Okay.
How can there be 8 inches for the person standing at point A traveling to point B, but also 8 inches for a person standing at point C traveling to point B?
Okay, because you're not taking the reference frame of each person, right? So the way to look at it.
Let me show you. Hold on.
No, the way to look at it.
I need visual aid.
I don't need a visual. I just drew it down. I know what you're saying. You're basically saying that A and C is 2 miles apart, so that A and B are 1 mile apart, and C and B are 1 mile apart. And you're saying that there's 8 inches of drop between A and B. Then how can there be 8 inches of drop from C to B? Correct?
Yeah, mile 2. You're supposed to square the mile, right?
Yes, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. So the fact is that you have to look at each person's personal perspective. They're at the top of the ball, for a lack of a better way to say it. So each person, so from A to B, yes, there's a 8 inches of drop. And then for C, you have to adjust to their point of view. And then they also have 8 inches of drop.
You're talking about something physical.
Correct.
You understand that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so how can there be 8 inches of drop in the first mile between A and B?
Okay.
Right? And then 32 inches for their second mile. But for this guy, you're saying there's only 8 inches. So where does that 32 go?
What do you mean it's exponential? That's 32 would only be from A to C and C to A.
We're talking about something physical.
Yeah.
Mile 2 from point B to point C, there should be 32 physical inches of curvature.
What do you mean between B and C? B and C is a mile apart.
B and C is a mile apart.
Then why did you say 32 inches? You just made that up.
For this gentleman here at point A, traveling to A to C,
yes,
he travels a total of 2 miles.
Correct.
For a total of 40 inches of curvature, correct?
No, 32.
Okay, so you're just disregarding the 8 inches in the first mile, right?
It's 8 inches per mile squared. 8 times 2 times 2. 8 times 4 is 32.
Right. 32 inches.
Between A and C.
Correct. So for the first mile is 8 inches, right?
Okay.
And then from A to C is 32 inches, right?
Right.
Okay. And you're talking about a physical structure. You're talking about the ground, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me put it another way. Maybe this will help you out. So in 660 feet, okay, which is only 1/8 of a mile, there's an 1/8 inch of curve. Okay, and that's the same for the entirety of the Earth. So what you're saying is that, well, how could it be 8 inches per mile squared if you just said it's only 1/8 of an inch for 660 feet? Well, yeah, because it's exponential. So if you keep moving along with your marker, so say I move the first 660 feet, well, the next 660 feet is an 1/8 inch. And then I move that 660 feet. The next 660 feet is an 1/8 of an inch. It never changes. It's the same thing over and over and over again. However, if I start at the first position and then I'm looking at several segments of 660 feet, well, then the curvature is more than that because it's exponential. Right? So you should not expect to see curvature on the Earth. Think about 660 feet. It is 2 football fields end to end. Okay, you know what a football field is? With end zones. Think about standing at one end zone and looking at not just one football field, but 2 football fields, okay, in length. There's an 1/8 inch of curve. That is a nickel lying down. Do you think that you'll be able to see that? Ever? We couldn't even measure that. We don't even have the tools to measure an 1/8 inch of difference over the course of 660 feet. So
I would agree, yeah.
Okay, so that's the curvature of the Earth. Well, so we shouldn't expect to see it.
Where is this 1 degree of curvature per 69 miles?
It's every 1 degree, every 69 miles.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Where is it at?
So where have you seen? You're now talking about 1 mile and 2 miles, but now you're talking about 69 miles. So
it's all the same thing.
Okay, well, if it's 69 miles, show me somewhere we can see 69 miles, and then tell me how you expect to see 1 degree of difference. Think about a building standing up. Think about a building standing up, and it tips 1 degree. How would anybody see that from 69 miles?
Okay. The real question is, why can we see things 60, 70 miles away? Like, this is what I'm getting at here. Let's take the Chicago skyline.
Okay.
Famous argument within this topic, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, when you
to claim refraction, or?
Well, yes, that's a requirement. It's part of the Earth.
Okay, so you're saying we can see, you're making the positive claim that we can see the Chicago skyline across the Great Lakes.
Correct.
Because of refraction.
Correct.
Okay, Jaron, can you tell me the 2 things that are required in order for refraction to occur?
Well, always light and atmosphere. What do you mean?
Can you be a little more specific?
The 2 things needed for refraction? No, refraction is automatic. It happens because light is traveling through different mediums, or if it's the same medium, well, then every time it hits a denser medium, it's angling down. So you're actually seeing things higher than they are. I could show you an example of that. If you go to Melodome's channel, we had a globe. We put a thumbtack on the back side of the globe. And then from a camera, you can't see it because it's hidden by the curvature of the Earth, hidden by the globe. But when you add a lens, just a plastic lens in between the camera and the globe, you can then see the thumbtack. So that's because we see too far when we look through an atmosphere. And I hate to tell you that you're always going to be looking through an atmosphere. It's required. So refraction is required on the Earth.
So in order for refraction to occur, light must illuminate an object and travel back into the eye of the observer. You understand that, right?
That's how seeing works. Okay.
Yes, but I'm going to take it a step further. The light has to travel through 2 isotropic mediums at an angle less than or greater than 90 degrees.
Okay.
Going back to the 1 degree per 69 miles, how many miles do you think there are across the Great Lake?
Let me ask you, if you keep talking about this 1 degree per 69 miles, have you tested that?
Tested it how? This is your claim, your theory.
No, but yeah, it's the globe theory and it's a globe claim, but I'm telling you can test that. And if it determined to be correct, then would you realize that you're wrong? Because you can right now figure out where you're at on the Earth, and then you can measure where 69 miles north of you is. You have to stay on that line of longitude, go 69 miles north, and when you do, the North Star will adjust by 1 degree. Well, you can laugh all you want. That's not an answer. That's not a
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be polite.
Well,
so the same thing would occur on a flat topographical plane. The further you get away from something, it's going to drop.
Do you think it drops by equal amount each step? That's not how perspective works. Think about you're walking towards a building. The building is going to get larger faster as you get closer to it. It doesn't move. The building doesn't rise a certain amount in your eyesight for every mile that you move closer to it. That's not how things work, but that's how the stars work. Why is that? Because the stars are not a outcome of perspective. They're an outcome of the shape of the Earth that we're on.
So I think we're talking about the angular resolution and angular size. Do you know how to use the small angle formula?
Well, why did you just change subjects completely? Why are we talking about?
We're still on the same subject. We were talking about how objects get bigger.
No, I was telling
shorter and smaller. It's all the same topic.
Okay, well then, if it's all the same, why doesn't the sun change angular size when it's traveling away from you? You just told me earlier it's traveling away from me.
It actually does.
No, it does not. If the sun was actually traveling that distance away from you, it would have to change by like over half.
So when you say that difference,
the distance.
How much is that difference, do you think?
Well, I would just base that on the AE map and say that it's moving quite a distance there. It's moving, 20,000 miles from one point to another. Maybe you're only seeing it for 7,000 or 8,000 miles, but in that distance change, you would see the sun drastically change angular size.
So if you were on a flat topographical plane,
okay,
how far do you think the sun would have to travel in order for it to meet that artificial horizon, that apparent horizon, and leave your perspective?
I think it's impossible.
What, for objects to disappear and decrease in angular size?
An item as big as the sun and as far as the sun, yes.
As big as the sun. So how big do you think the sun is on the flat Earth model?
Oh, if you're talking flat Earth, then you're talking about a 32-mile sun, right? 32 miles.
Is that what I'm talking about?
I don't know what model you're going by. If you're going by the AE map is basically saying that the sun is 32 miles across and about 3,000 miles high. And if that's the case, then you would have a drastic change in its angular size. So if you have a different number, if you say, Jaron, you're wrong, that it's actually this distance in diameter and it's actually this distance from the Earth, then tell me that. Because I'm only going based off the 3,000 miles high, 32 miles across, in which case the sun is required to change angular size. Now, most people will just come back and say, that's not how the sun works, and we're talking about something different, but you just got done saying that it's all the same. The angular size is the same, angular size is the way it is. So I'm just saying, if that's the case, then you have to answer that question. And this is something that flat earthers do. They have something that answers one thing, but it doesn't work all over, whereas the globe works all over.
Regardless of how big something is, I'm talking about our perspective. We can only see so far.
Yes, but I'm saying, so if the sun is going away from you, so let me just say this, on the globe Earth, the sun is the same size for the reason that it's not changing its distance from us. Very little, right? It's basically 93.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Well, no. I was trying to talk. If the sun is 93 million miles away, then it's never getting closer or further away from us in a perceptible amount. So that's why it stays the same size. On a flat Earth, if it's moving away from you, like you said, then at some point it's close to you.
And yet somehow the North Pole and South Pole are frozen. Thank you, Jaron.
That makes no sense.
93 million miles away and a difference of 6,215 miles from the equator to the either pole.
You don't understand angles of light. You don't understand that the light traveling.
Angles of light.
Correct.
Jaron, come on.
Well,
better than this.
No, if the sun's above you, you're getting all that heat directly on you. If the sun's at an angle to you, you're getting that heat spread out. That's easy to figure out. So at the North and South Pole, the sun is never above them. Did you know that?
The heat is spread out.
You can do this yourself, dude. You don't need my help. Listen, I'm trying to help you without needing help from authorities. Go out in your garage and take a globe right now. Shine a flashlight at the globe. Then I want you to take the temperature of the North and then a temperature of the equator, and you tell me why the equator's hotter. It's because the light that you had on it is directly hitting the side of the globe and not hitting the top. It's at an angle.
Okay. So you know what's wrong with that experiment right off the rip?
I don't.
Can you tell me the 3 different types of heat?
Yeah, convective, conductive, whatever. That's regardless of the point.
Whatever.
Yeah, because regardless, you didn't change the point. All right. I gotta let you go. We have more people waiting, and you've been longer than 5 minutes. It's been fun. Thank you. Later. Happy New Year. All right, we'll go to the next person. If I can get this screen up. James, that was fun. All right, we got him gone. All right, PhD Free, you're back. Welcome back. I believe.
Hello.
Hey, it's gone.
Wow, that echoes crazy.
I don't know why people keep saying that. Nobody else is hearing it, so I don't know how to.
Do you know how to mute yourself? I would say maybe if you mute yourself by one echo, I don't know.
What about now?
Let me see if it's like. Oh yeah, it does an echo now. Yeah.
But you can hear me.
Cool. If you don't mind, I'll mute up when you're talking too. You know.
Wait, but you can hear me?
Oh, you gotta mute though, Jaron, when you're talking, dog.
That's so weird. So right now, to get rid of the echo, I had to turn off
you're
my.
Muted, bro. You gotta unmute.
Oh, I am on mute. I just asked if you could hear me. Okay, now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just mute the microphone when you're talking.
Sounds good.
So what's up?
Real quick, no, for the real quick, I'm the dude. I'm probably the most honest flat earther dude, but the sun doesn't change angular size. I just wanted to genuinely ask you a most like genuine question, dude. How the hell? Matter of fact, can the globe work if space is not real? Yes or no?
Can the globe work if space is not? Well, what if space isn't what we're taught? You mean? I don't know.
Sure.
You explain to me what you mean by space is not real. Like we look up in the sky, we see space, right? So that part is real.
Could you mute real quick? Real quick, it's a little weird thing I always hear globers and even flat earthers say. Like, when you look in the sky, you don't see space; you see illuminations. Space is the deprivation of void of matter and energy, but at the same point, it's at a very negligible scale. But there is energy apparently. So when you claim that you see space because you look in the sky, you see distances between lights. If you're under the predication that there's distances is the mediation of void, then that's my entire argument, right? Like I don't know if Earth can work, or at least our model can work, because I think it's under the presupposition that space is real. And I'm very heavy on. I admit that the sun doesn't change size. You know what I mean? Like I measured myself, found some else. Flat Earth friend, doing wrong measurements, but I just wanted to see, like, I don't think it's possible to have a gas pressure gradient with gravity.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're trying to debunk the globe, which I get. Okay, but do you have any map for the flat Earth, or you're just void of any explanatory pieces of the flat Earth? There's nothing that the flat Earth can bring to the world. It doesn't have a map. It doesn't have a model. It doesn't have a prediction. It doesn't predict the sunrise or sunset. It doesn't predict the angles of that. It doesn't predict why I saw the sun south of me in Antarctica. It doesn't predict why the sun goes the wrong direction in Antarctica or in the south. It doesn't predict why the sun sets right to left in the south and left to right in the north. It doesn't predict why there's a south celestial pole with the stars going the opposite direction. It doesn't predict if there's a south pole, which is below the south celestial pole. So I could go on and on and on and on with all the things that the globe Earth nails perfectly and all the things that the flat Earth doesn't nail at all. And then you just want to go back and say, but space is fake, so therefore the globe is fake. I mean, if the globe predicts everything that we see and is what's used by every map maker as far as Google Earth and as far as all these programs, Stellarium, then I don't really get where the idea of this space being fake is going to change the shape of the Earth. Here's the thing. I'll be on your team. If you want to be on my team and be like, okay, the Earth's a globe. Now let's talk about whether space is real, and let's talk about dark energy and dark matter and whether these planet distances are correct. Hey, I'll join that conversation. The conversation I'm not joining is that the Earth is flat, because it's not. So join that team. At least wake up to the fact that the Earth is a sphere. If you know that the sun doesn't change angular size, if you know I was in Antarctica and saw the sun south of me, if you know those things, then we have to accept what they mean. They mean that the Earth's a globe. Now, does that mean that the globe is in space? No, there's a lot of other questions that we can then ask. But we need to get to step one. And this is something that they figured out thousands of years ago. So we're smart enough. You're smart enough to figure out the shape of the Earth. You don't need NASA. You don't need teachers, professors, physics books, nothing. Use your eyes and your ability to think.
Can I respond to that?
You can what?
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
My bad.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna mute. Sorry.
Just real quick, Jared. I watched your live recently with Woodside. So I think you're still using the same fallacy, bro, right? We could give the negation that, like, hey, your model explains all the natural phenomena that happen. Between me and you, Jaren, if I made up a bunch of pseudo forces, I also can think of a different model if we make up forces. The reason I brought up space is because you're under the predication.
Hold on, I'm not going to let you just say that.
Big Bang's possible.
I'm not going to let you say that. It's just not true. You can't just say that you can come up with other forces and make it work. Go ahead and do it. You know what you have to start with? A map.
A map?
Yeah. If you're going to come up with a model that works, you have to start with a map that works. You just said you skipped the map and went to, I can use pseudo forces. They don't use pseudo forces to make up the shape of the Earth, dude.
Yeah, but you can have a map there. It doesn't prove gravity's real. You know what I mean? It doesn't prove that
What is
Big
that?
Bang is happening.
Are we talking about the shape of the Earth?
Well, that's my entire point, right? I feel like you're very, like, strong on the sun, which I even concede that there's a 24-hour sun. But even if I can see the 24-hour sun, Jared, Russia sees 3 suns. You can Google that. They call it a sun dog.
Yeah, I've seen that before. And if you zoomed into it, do you think that there would be sunspots on each of those suns?
Well, that's my entire point. I was going to ask you.
What's your entire point?
Did you guys use a solar filter?
Of course. Of course. See, this is the problem. I'm not going to talk to TikTok people that haven't done any investigation into what we brought back, and then they still think they have some sort of authority. We, of course, did that. We put a solar filter on the camera, put it on the sun for 24 hours, and showed that the sunspots did not move. We did that.
Why isn't there 24-hour live footage?
What?
I didn't see no 24-hour live footage.
Yeah, when did we say we would do that?
Didn't you guys say you were going to have a 24-hour live footage?
Never. We didn't even know we'd be able to go live. So how would we have said we'd have a 24-hour live footage?
You don't need to go live to have the footage.
There's a 24-hour video. There's a 24-hour video on the Final Experiments YouTube channel. Go watch
Without any cuts?
Without any. It's a video, nonstop, 24 hours.
None of it has any cuts.
There's no cuts. It's a 24-hour video. Go watch it. And guess what? It matches with all the 360-degree cameras that were around, so you can verify that nothing was changed and there's no edits. If there were, how would we do that and keep the other cameras in sync?
Well, I'm asking you that. I wasn't there.
What? No, there's none. It's perfect.
Okay, because I seen a video and there was a bunch of cuts on that.
Yeah, there's just you listen to TikTok liars. You listen to people who don't have a clue. Congratulations.
No, I mean, like, I watched one of the videos.
His
name's Will Duffy.
You just asked me if it existed.
No, not 24 hours, son. I saw a video and it had cuts in it.
Yeah, because you're watching somebody from TikTok who faked it. That's what they do.
Oh, the guy from TikTok faked it. Not you guys.
Right, because there's the real video up on the Final Experiment channel. How many times do I have to say this?
Okay, so besides this, do you have any evidence of curvature?
Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, when I look at the launches from Vandenberg, I'm 188 miles away, and I don't see that craft until 1 minute and 5 seconds after it launched. And it works out perfectly with the globe Earth. That the reason I don't see it for 1 minute and 5 seconds is because it's behind the curvature of the Earth. It's taking off from 32,000 feet below me.
Okay. Can I give you one?
Evidence of curve?
That contradicts that.
Okay.
10 miles, 6-foot observer, 60.6 feet, downward curve.
Okay.
Non-existent. How does that work?
What do you mean it's non-existent?
St. Petersburg Beach.
Okay.
To Apollo Beach. 12.6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I see people playing fucking volleyball.
Okay,
with a Nikon B500.
Okay, can you show me that?
Yeah, sure. It's on my TikTok, bro. You have to. Well, you can't show it.
Yeah, but I'll find it after. So what's your channel name on TikTok?
You're looking at it, buddy.
What am I looking at? I don't see where it was. No, I don't see it. I see a letter A of your logo, but I don't see your name. Let me go to multi-guest. I'll figure it out. Okay, so you're saying you have a video from a beach to another beach where you can see people playing volleyball on the beach.
12.6 miles.
For 12.6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was going to ask you, do you think it's refraction?
Well, it would be refraction if that's what you're seeing, but I think that 12.6 miles isn't a lot. I mean, you're talking about 24. Remember, it's 1 degree for 69 miles. So it's really not that much. That 12 miles is a very short distance. You're looking at basically
104 feet of drop, Jaron.
Okay. Well, that's 104 feet of drop, but did you include viewer height?
Yes.
And that's what you get, 104 feet?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm writing this down. So 12.6 miles. What was your viewer height then? 6 feet?
Sure.
Okay. And what was the height of the volleyball players?
I'm assuming 8 feet. No higher than 8.
Okay. Let's see here. We're going to go Metabunk. So now the problem is if you're looking across water, you know that you don't take standard refraction. You have to go a little bit more than that. But I do think
you take into account the pressure, the atmospheric pressure,
distance in miles, 12.6 miles. Hold on, I'm just figuring this out. 12.6 viewer height in feet. So you said you're at 6 feet height, and let's do that one. So then your refracted hidden is 50 feet. Okay, so that means that's standard refraction. But if you're looking over water, it has to be more than that. So what do you?
It has to do with the temperature inversion. The temperature of the water to air and the atmospheric pressure.
So it'd be more than standard. That's what I just said.
No, it's not more than standard.
What do you mean it's not more than standard?
Depends on the pressure.
Oh, do you ever go to the beach and see things up in the sky?
Do I see things in the sky? No.
All right, right, because the refraction goes one direction. That's why.
No refraction. Well, it depends if it's a mirage. You're
Sure,
gonna tell me it's a mirage,
sure, but you
right?
weren't. No, you weren't. You said you saw volleyball players. It's hard to see volleyball players if you're looking at a mirage.
Oh, okay, so you made it's not a mirage, so it's not refraction.
What are you talking about? Refraction.
You just said that.
Refraction doesn't have to be a mirage.
Okay, well, so am I actually seeing the volleyball players or not?
Yes, you're seeing the volleyball players.
But it's not a mirage.
No.
But it's real.
Yes, that's how light travels to your eyes. What do you mean?
Then where's the curve?
So again, this is all your guys' same problems. Go to Melodome, look at his videos on YouTube, and find the globe video where we show that you can see further than the edge of the globe with atmosphere.
I mean, I got my map book, but we can run it real quick if you want.
Run a what?
I have my Mac book. We can run it.
You have your map book?
My Mac book.
Okay, what about it?
My laptop.
Yeah, so go.
Like if you want to pretend that I'm seeing refraction, not actual.
What do you mean?
volleyball
What do you mean
players.
pretend that you're seeing refraction? Do you realize that refraction is always the case?
It's always the case.
Yes, everything you
Oh.
see is refracted.
Okay.
Okay, so then why are you making it sound like sometimes we would not see refraction?
So if that's true, how do you know it's curvature?
Because of all the things I just told you. That the globe Earth, which is
How do you know it's not refraction?
what is not refraction? The globe Earth?
You just said everything you see is refraction.
Correct, it is.
Except the curvature.
I said everything you see is refracted.
Okay, does that include the curvature?
The curvature? We already determined that you don't see the curvature.
Walk on a flat earth, Jerry.
Oh, that's. I mean, this is what these guys have. This is what these guys have. Is they think that that is a win. That when you say that everywhere on the Earth is flat, they're like, "Welcome to flat Earth." Okay, if that's the kindergarten class that we're in, congratulations. I did not know that we can only limit our knowledge to the circle around me. Guys, the Earth is flat below my feet, therefore it's flat. Now, is there a world outside of me? Who cares? Well, welcome to flat Earth. Welcome to flat Earth, guys. Guys, I just measured the ground right below me. Look at this glass of water. If you measure this glass of water, it's flat. Welcome to flat Earth, guys. Welcome to flat Earth. Okay, it's that easy. Is there a world around us? Does the ocean go further than my glass of water? Who cares? Welcome to flat Earth. Congratulations. That's just is very minor leaks. I wanted to see some of these super chats over on YouTube real quick. Just say thank you. Nuh-uh is the Flurf's biggest piece of evidence. Yes, that and welcome to flat Earth. Buck Sodbuster says for $5, you would honestly make a great middle school teacher. Ever think about getting an education degree? I have not thought about that, but thank you for that. These flat earthers are proud of passing 5th grade. Thank you, JSS Tiger. And Chardock is back on YouTube. He says, there's no echo for the audience. There must be an echo for the guest. I think it's a TikTok glitch. It was echoing for me. Audience didn't hear. Yeah, I don't know why that takes place. We've got Maloney, not Baloney. Welcome, not Baloney. My Baloney has a first name. It's BOLGNA. What's up?
So how long were you a flat earther?
For 10 years.
10 years.
February.
And the final experiment is what converted you?
Going to the south was, yes.
Okay, so you spent 10 years of your life disproving a globe.
Not disproving. I spent 10 years of my life providing evidence of a flat earth.
Right.
Yep.
And at the flick of a switch, one trip down to Antarctica, and you completely flipped.
None of you guys are listening to everything I'm saying. I told you that you're a flat earther. Okay,
listen. I'm not talking science right now.
Okay, let's not talk science.
Fundamentals.
Okay, let's talk fundamentals. You tell me, if you're a flat earther, do you believe that the South is what we're taught? Just answer that one question.
Believe the South is what we're taught?
Correct. You went to school. You know what they say the South is and what they tell us the South is. So to be a flat earther, you don't agree with that, right? You think the South is not what we're taught.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay, so if you went down and verified the South is exactly what we're taught, then does it make sense to be a flat earther? Welcome to Globe Earth.
No.
Okay, that's what I did. I went and verified, and the South is exactly what they teach. It is the opposite of the North. In the South, in Antarctica, the sun circled me exactly like it does in the North, but the opposite direction 6 months later.
And you want us to take you at your word?
No, you don't have to. You can just keep believing in something that's false. I'm trying to help you out. I'm saying, hey, look at me. I was a dum-dum for 10 years. I went down and figured out I was a dum-dum, so I'm telling you, so you're not a dum-dum. That's what I'm telling you.
You're going to say that you wasted 10 years of your life.
I don't know what you want.
That's fucking shameful, dude.
That's what?
That's shameful.
Right. So for you, I need to be a liar in order to be in your clan. To be considered cool by you, I must lie now.
No, you're being a liar now, and that's the problem.
I told you, if you went down and saw the South and it's exactly what we're taught, would you be a flat earther? You said no. I went down to the South and saw that it's exactly what we were taught.
No, what I'm saying is that they doctored it.
Doctored what?
What happened down there? And you're a part of it.
Listen again.
That's what you should be ashamed of.
Yeah, listen again. If you go down to the South and everything matches what we're taught, then it makes no more sense to be a flat earther. So get your ass and go down south and go verify. And then when you prove that I'm wrong, then come back and show everybody what a liar I am. But you won't.
Need to.
You'll
I'm not
disappear.
gonna waste my time.
Oh, right. You're not going to waste your time. Then I'm not wasting my time with you either. Goodbye. Tone Blair. What up? Did you see my thumbnail yesterday, Tone? Tone, did you see my thumbnail yesterday for the Back It Up show?
Oh, for Tony Coriolis?
Yeah, well, you were on it too.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, go look at the thumbnail. You're the guy with the hat.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go look at that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Man, I am here to echo on myself, but I don't really care.
Okay, I don't know why that's happening. I really can't tell you. Maybe it's
man, well, I'm glad to get a hold of you. I want to talk to you for a minute.
Yeah.
And so a few months ago, I called into Mark Sargent's show when Dave was on.
I heard.
You know, I told him, I was like, man, I was a flat earther for a while, but the 24-hour sun thing got me shook. Like, there's no good explanation for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I asked Dave and Mark, I was like, bro, if you guys went down there, like you snuck down there, nobody knew you were going, and you seen the sun, what would you say? And they just wouldn't answer.
Yeah, there's no answer.
You know, Mark's and all of them are saying that. It's like, oh, the lights in the sky doesn't dictate the world. And it's like, I get that, man, but that's such a stupid, like, cope. Like, answer the question. If you seen the damn sun, what would you think?
Yeah, it's just a cope because it doesn't, I mean, it's allowed nowhere else in the world. We don't have anything that somebody says, oh, we don't look at that to determine that. Well, you know, that's called evidence. That's what every investigator does. That's what we're doing. What Candace Owens is doing, what everybody's doing for conspiracies, is that they're looking at one thing to determine the truth of another. We do it all the time. We do it every day. And yet these guys now think it's okay to say, well, we don't look at the sky to determine the ground. Well, that's how they mapped the Earth. How do you think we figured out where the North Pole was? How do you think they figured out? Do you think there's any knowledge of the North Pole when you get there, other than the fact that it's right below the North Celestial Pole? So we do determine things on the ground from the sky.
And I just don't, to me, it seems like such a fundamental, easy thing to understand that I don't understand why other people can't be like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. And the current AE map doesn't really work.
Right. That's what I thought would happen. I thought, and then I would be impressed with flat earthers if they said, oh, our map doesn't work. Let's step back. Let's stop being assholes and being so condescending and so proud of ourselves. And let's go back to the drawing board. We don't need to be on YouTube anymore. We can just kick back until we come up with a map or a new method. And then we'll come back and say, okay, now we do have the correct map or whatever. But instead, they just said, doesn't matter, which it does. And then they just determined that, well, we must be lying because they don't want to face facts because they know what it means. All the people that are saying that we faked it or that it doesn't matter, the only reason you would ever say that is because you know exactly what it does. You know exactly how much it matters.
Yeah, big time, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
appreciate you, though, going on that show. I heard Tony Coriolis was telling me the other day. Well, I was actually on one of my VIPs, but he said you went and spoke up to Mark and Dave and about that. So thank you for doing that. Because, you know, they all blocked me, so I can't talk to them, and they won't pick up my call when I'm on Strange World.
I felt like I got like a little sneak attack in, even though I wasn't trying to be sneaky.
Right.
But it was like, I really wanted to know, what would they say? You know, I thought they would have been like, well, I don't know, maybe I'd have to reconsider at that time.
They're not going to say that. I mean, I've already heard Mark say that he's flat earth for life, no matter what.
Right.
So, I mean, at that point, why are we watching that person? You should watch him the other night. He had Jonathan Randy on Tuesday, and he didn't say a word the whole show. I did watch that. He didn't say a word the whole show. It's the best show.
I noticed that towards the end, because, yeah, it's like he doesn't like what he's saying. You know, it's just a person being truthful of what he sees.
Exactly. So this is why I no longer am fans of truthers, because I've realized now they say they want the truth, but they really don't. Because if you have the truth,
everybody's so full of shit.
They're just full of shit.
But you know, years ago, Mark told me that, like, the 24-hour sun, or like he would say that, and I didn't really understand it until like you guys got back, and then you explained it, and I was like, oh shit. Like it's really damning for the flat Earth. I get it now. I didn't really understand it until you pointed at like Antarctica and did like a sun around down South America, and I was like, oh yeah, that totally doesn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, people. It's so funny because when you're in the position I'm in, that you've seen it and now you know. It's like the guy. I don't know if you watched that show. You didn't watch it last night. I did a show called Back It Up. It's going to be on Thursdays at 3. And a guy, the very first guy who comes up, asks me, "Well, how can you switch? How did you go from being a flat earther to a globe earther? Why not just say you don't know?" And I'm like, "So now you're asking me to lie." Now this is where flat earthers have got. They've got to the point now. They're like, "Please lie to us. Please lie to keep the flat Earth okay. We don't want to hear that you figured out the shape of the Earth, even though we were following you the whole time. You said you were trying to figure out the shape of the Earth. When you figured it out, we don't want to hear it." Well, then you're not looking for the truth. You're looking for your own truth. You're looking for the truth that you've already determined is the truth. That's not what I was doing.
Yeah, what else was I gonna say about that? That's what I was gonna say, man. The thing is, anybody could go down there and see the shit.
Absolutely, go down to Punta Arenas, and there's no way you come back a flat earther.
It ain't that much money. Like, sure, for brokies it is. Like, I'm broke, I can't do it. But somebody's got a little dough. That's not that much.
No, and if you're somebody who's a flat earther and can show me that you've been a flat earther for a little while, and you're going to go down to Punta Arenas, put up a GoFundMe. I'll be the first one to put $100 in it.
Right.
And yes, you only need 14 other people to do the same thing, and you can go down there. Well, I was going to say this December, which just passed, but you should go down there in the winter.
Right.
Our winter, their summer.
Man, the last thing I was going to tell you is I'm going to send you the song, but this rapper named Scrim, have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
He has this sick ass song where he says, "I'm too global for a flat earth."
I like it.
I'm going to send it to you. It's a dope ass song.
Is it a good song? Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm out of here.
All right, later, Tone. Appreciate it. All right, let's see if there's anybody else. So it doesn't look like it, but I think this is the hardest thing for me is just all the people that I thought were good quality researchers, good people that seem to now feel like their only way out is to talk shit about me or that I lied or that I faked the experiment or something, which is just the most ridiculous claim because they can go down there. So why not go prove that? Think of what that would do. If you prove that the TFE was lying, that we made it up what we did, or that we faked it, or we were in a studio, or that the sun doesn't do what Google Earth says it will do, or the sun doesn't do exactly what the globe Earth predicts, then you will be famous. It's that easy. Go down there. It's not that expensive. So the problem is that nobody believes what they're saying. They're all full of shit. If you go to my website, jeranism.com/Antarctica, there is a $50,000 challenge. And all you have to do is put $50,000 in escrow. I'll put $50,000 in escrow. We'll both go down to Antarctica. And if the sun sets at any point, you take my money. And if the sun circles us, then I take your money. But nobody believes what they're saying because they won't do that. So the bet is up there. And you know what? I'll even give you a hint. There's somebody who's got a better deal than me. MC Tune has it for $100,000. So if you want to make $100,000 minus the price of the trip, which would be about $30,000, you can go to his website. I'm not sure what the URL is. It's mctune.net, but I don't know, / whatever. Well, I'm not convinced that it is a sphere, but I do like listening to Jaron defend his position. It can only increase my knowledge base and personal debate skills. Well, there is no more. Again, here's what I wish flat earthers would admit, that the AE map is done. The AE map is gone. It will never be the case. It cannot be the case. It's over. So Dave Weiss, or should I call him Dave Lice, which I think is a little better, is, by the way, let me just explain to you, all you people who think flat earthers are such great people. I was friends with Dave Weiss for 10 years. 10 years. He has not talked to me since I got back from Antarctica. 10-year friend who, because you went on a trip and came home and told the truth, blocked you and will not talk to you and goes around telling people you're the Antichrist. So why was he friends with me? Why would you be friends with the Antichrist? But I was just an Antichrist because I went to the South and told the truth? What do you think that tells me about Dave Weiss? Dave Lice. Okay, he's a piece of shit. As are most flat earthers. Sov, piece of shit. Angels of Shite, same thing. All these guys. They're all garbage humans, in my opinion. Now, you can like them if you want, but I'm just telling you, the second that you change your opinion and say, oh, I might have been wrong about the shape of the Earth, we don't have that in common anymore, they will hang you out to dry. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like a cult. That's what cults do. Okay, cults, they threaten you if you're going to leave their group. So I've gotten numerous death threats from you people. It's scary to realize I was with that group. Oh boy. You guys see that on the screen? I think my live ended. It says it's harassment and bullying. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and is restricted in search results for the next 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility because of harassment and bullying. So, I mean, it's not harassment and bullying by telling people the truth, number one, and trying to think of how do you even say that then? The people that you think are good quality people are not. That's not harassment and bullying. That's just telling you the truth. Okay. Now, are there some good flat earthers? I'm sure there are some. I know some. They are the ones who just basically have come to the conclusion that the flat earth is a religion for them and that they believe it based on religious reasons and that they don't really care much about the scientific point of view. If that's you, I can't stop you from that. Go ahead. But here's the problem. Flat earthers think that they have a scientific claim. They go into scientific debates. You do not. There's no scientific claim. There's no scientific debate. You don't have a map. You don't have a model. You make no claims. We're done. So I don't know why I can admit that, but nobody else can. Well, I don't want to say nobody. Paul on the plane. Guys, Robbie Davidson, who put on the first 3 or 4 Flat Earth conferences, is now a Glober. Patricia Steer, who's been around for 10 years, now a Glober. If your only answer to all that is you were paid off, you're part of the cabal, then good luck. How are you ever going to change your opinion? Anybody who comes at you with any evidence of the globe Earth, you're just going to write off as part of the cabal, paid off, sell out, this and that. So just accept that you will be a flat earther regardless of any evidence that ever comes forward. And if that's you, I have no respect for that. No respect for that. Sorry. Even some flat earthers are accusing Dave Weiss of being a scammer. Well, because he makes no sense. Dave Weiss says that the trip was meant for him, so he knows it's real, because if it was him, how would they have tricked him? But then he says, Whitsitt and I were tricked. So how are we tricked? But Dave Weiss is so sure that if he went, he wouldn't be tricked. Doesn't make sense. You wouldn't make sense. Just looking at this chat real quick over here. Imagine that. Lindsay Bow, what's up? MCK Mamacita, what's up? I want to know if Stephanie... Oh, that's you. JB Music Oz. Okay. See, I'm used to seeing Flurf Destroyer. Thank you. You're still waiting where? Oh, I didn't see multi-guest. Sorry. There's one there. I didn't see. Man, I click that button. It takes forever to come up. Oh, it's Snake Turban Head. So are you... What is your name on YouTube then? Let me teach people something. If you want to be... You should definitely change your name to everything to be the same. Like, I can't stand people who are like, oh, you know me, I'm Charlie. Charlie, I'm CK75 on TikTok and CMBBCBC on YouTube. You know me, right? Oh, yeah, I got you now. What's up, Snake?
It's Snake from the Bullet Shop.
How are you?
What's up, brother? I saw that new show you made. I really liked it, man.
Which one?
Back It Up.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. It's fun.
Yeah, I love that concept. We were kind of talking about that on Telegram, doing a show like that. I think you hit the nail on the head with it.
Yeah, I think so. The first episode wasn't great because we had too many people on stage, and I want to get away from that. At least have 1 or 2 people up only. Otherwise, it gets to be too many people talking. It gets a little bit convoluted. But I think we'll do well with it. It'll be good.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fantastic. It is kind of weird with the TikTok. There is an echo, but...
I wonder why. I'll work on it. I'll work on it. We'll get it.
I think there's a way to get around that.
Yeah, because Whatcast does a good job. He does a good stream with YouTube and then also picking up the TikTok feed, and he doesn't have any echo. So I'll work with him on it.
So it's kind of funny. Do you ever feel like when you're trying to talk to all these people, none of them who watched your 12-part series that's extremely thorough, and you've covered every single point that they bring to you in that series, but they're supposedly all phenomenal researchers.
Right. It's like the guy, his name's Sam, Flat Earth Reconnaissance, who wanted to have a meeting with me on Messenger, and we got together and we started talking, and then he's like, there's not even evidence that you were there. I'm like, like, did you look at my... So I then show him the Durance, which is at t.me/Durance, and it's me chronicling the whole trip. And he like...
do you ever feel like you're kind of like in a hell where you know you're in the hell and you're trying to explain to people what it is, but none of them understand it.
Yeah, and I really think that it's a punishment. I think that it's
it's a punishment.
I do. I think that this is like you were wrong for 10 years, and this is the fire that you have to go through.
Purgatory.
Yep, I think I don't have really an option. Yeah.
Or do you ever feel like this, Jared? You're sitting in a room filled with a bunch of dogs, and you know exactly how to explain how to use that remote control, even in bark language, and they still can't get it.
Yeah, I mean, and the harder part is understanding that I was the dog before, and I had a mental block that I couldn't get out. So,
no, maybe you were a wolf.
Maybe I was a wolf.
Found out you were surrounded by dogs.
That's right. That's true. And then I escaped. I was able to jump out the window. But yeah, I mean, the sad part is just seeing all the people whose only answer is he faked it. He's a liar. He's feeling bad about lying, or it's all this nonsense. Nobody will just say, "Hey, here's how it works on a flat Earth."
Well, I'll tell you, brother. I followed you the entire time. A year before the final experiment, every show you did up until it. Every single show you did debunking the flat Earth in great detail. And, man, I learned a ton of shit about the way the Earth really is. So, in a way, it was kind of worth it. I mean, I'm sorry that you're going through this kind of purgatory in hell. But for people like me,
yeah,
I think it was well worth it.
I've learned a lot, too. I mean, I knew nothing about the Earth. And now, like I said, you could drop me anywhere on the Earth blindfolded, and I'll tell you where I'm at. Simply by watching the sunset, I'll tell you exactly where I'm at. If you wait till the stars come out, then I'll tell you exactly the latitude I'm at. So there's just things that I never realized before, and I just dismissed and didn't think were important. And then I didn't understand scale. I mean, that's the simplest way to look at it, is that I was one of these people saying, well, it's a sphere, so it has to have curvature everywhere. Why don't I see it? And I couldn't grasp this idea of, the Earth is so big that it's a sphere, but for people our size, it's flat.
Well, you broke that down better than anybody. And I know a lot of people were shitting on that Home Depot analogy, but it's so perfect.
Yeah, no, and it's funny to me because I'm like, it just shows that you're not very smart. If you can't
a lot of people don't understand scale. I'll tell you that. I worked in design for years as a technician, taking plans and making them a reality. And sometimes people were amazing designers. They really knew how to bring color and all these other schematics together, but they could not understand mathematics. And at first, I used to hate dealing with those people. But you kind of find a happy medium when you realize, okay, they're excellent with aesthetics, but they're never going to understand mathematics. I think when you're dealing with what you're dealing with trying to explain to these people scale with Earth, and also what level means, and also how that is doing with the center point of the sphere, they just cannot grasp it.
No, and
their mind just jumps right back to something stupid like, I walked outside and I looked at the ocean, it looked pretty flat to me.
Right.
This is how their minds work,
Yeah, and I give credit to some people. There's Jade, who's in the YouTube chat. I forgot her name now, Music Oz something. She used to be Flurf Destroyer. But, there she is, JB Music Oz. Here's why I give her credit. The other day I was saying something to her, because I think she's very articulate, very smart. But the other day I was saying something to her, and she just flat out said, "Oh, now you're talking math. I don't do math." And I was like, "But you know what? It's like, okay, that's what people should do. When you recognize you're deficient in something, just admit it. The person's so smart. I see them clown on flat earthers all day in the Facebook chats. But then the second math came up, she stepped back and said, "You know what? I'm not good at math." And I thought that's like, okay, if more flat earthers did that rather than they know everything. Because have you ever heard a flat earther say they're not good at math? No, they're all the best at math. They all know the math, everything about it.
Like Globebusters, aren't they math geniuses?
Of course, yes. They do it all.
That guy said, I heard he doesn't even know what the hypotenuse is.
Right.
But he's a math genius.
Yeah, he knows it all. All right, I'm going to let you go because I have people behind you. Thanks,
all right, brother.
Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, rock on.
Later. We got Rose 777 up next. Rosarita. How are you? Nice to see you. Rose, can I ask you the shape of the Earth? Is it allowed? I'll see. I don't hear.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. What's up, Rose?
I just downloaded TikTok.
Nice. Just because I was on it, you're like, Jaren's on TikTok, I'm going to download it now.
Totally just for you, but I can hear myself. So as long as it's not bothering you, I can deal with it.
No, please do.
So you're not hearing me echo?
Nope.
Okay, good. I heard you talking about David Weiss, so I couldn't help myself.
Tell me what you know about David Weiss.
I mean, you know everything that I know. We were there together for all those years. And he and I and you were saying we think that maybe the government is lying about the sun in Antarctica and that this whole model is reliant on that one thing. So when you went, you know how close we were. We were talking like every day for a year before you went. We thought we were really great friends, right? I mean, I know that we're real friends, and David was with us. And so when you went there, he should have responded exactly the way I did. But he couldn't because he has his app with that map on the front. But before you went to Antarctica, I said, but David, if it turns out that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, you could just say that you have a cool app that shows you where it's noon.
Yep.
But he couldn't deal with it.
No, and
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people like that. I really thought differently of what a truther was. I found out the hard way. That's not at all what I thought it was. It's like if everyone just got together and said, all right, we're going to call ourselves flat earthers because we're anti-authority, we're anti-science, we're anti-education, we're anti the government, but we're just going to, because we're being provocative, we're going to call ourselves flat earthers. That's one thing. But they're going around debating, telling children, going to high schools, speaking to high school students, writing books for children, saying that scientifically the earth is flat. And that is false. And so remember when we got into this, Rose, the biggest thing was they're indoctrinating our children. They're lying to children. Because when you say that to somebody, you'll piss people off. They'll be like, what? Who's lying to children? Well, now I realize we were the ones lying to children. Look at these people in the chat. All they have is...
We know that Dave knows.
Yeah, it says, oh, Jaren sold his soul. This guy says I sold my soul. It's so funny to me. It's like, if I sold my soul, how do I have all this evidence of the globe earth? And you have none of the flat earth. So there's no map. You can come and say I sold my soul when there's a map that explains it. And I'm like, I'm choosing the globe over the map that explains it. No, guess what? I'm choosing the map that explains it over the one that has no explanatory power at all. That's not selling your soul.
He could have done the Bro Sanchez. It's the ground, Jaren. It's the ground.
We measured the ground.
The sky to know what the ground's doing. We know is flat.
Is that you?
He could have done that.
Bro
but
Sanchez.
Instead, he betrayed you as a friend. We were friends.
Hey, at least you talked to him after I got back.
Been a human shield for both of you. And then how could he act like you were lying or that you got tricked or that it was Satan or whatever it is? He should know that you're not lying, and he shouldn't lie about you lying.
Dave Weiss said in a conversation before we left that there's a 0% chance that Jaren is lying or compromised. And then I got back and said the truth, and he said there's a 100% chance that Jaren is compromised and lying. So
okay,
what happened?
In people's defense, you said if I come back and say that I'm not a flat earther anymore, then I'm a show.
That is not true. Hold on. You're now listening to Mark Sargent.
That from?
You heard it from Mark Sargent, who's lying. I said very specifically, when I get back from Antarctica, if I say that the moon landing was real, then I've been compromised. Now, I got back and I said that the moon landing wasn't real and that I still didn't believe it, and then I said what I said about the globe. So then I told people, okay, now that's gone. Don't worry about any of that. And then I've actually now determined that I think that we did go to the moon. So the point of that is people are like, oh, now he's saying it. I know you don't believe that either. I'll tell you why, Rose.
I still think that the footage is faked, but it's possible that we went. But
yeah, but here's the thing. So,
well,
I'll just say that if you watch that 4-part series I did with Dave McKeegan, and this is the biggest sign of, basically Dave McKeegan said, bring all the evidence that the moon landing was fake, and I'll try to refute it all. I'm like, okay. So I came up with a couple things, and then I started asking my audience, hey, please contact me on Telegram and give me the evidence that the moon landing was fake. And I got people writing me message after message saying, oh man, that's going to be great with you and McKeegan. We know that the moon landing was fake. And I said, oh, yeah, but where's the evidence? Can you give me some evidence so I have it to show Dave? And he's like, evidence? We know it's fake. I'm like, okay, I know that. Can you please provide evidence? Oh, it's already been provided by everybody. Okay. So,
well, wasn't it the shadows going in different directions?
Right, but here's the
and
thing.
then also the front screen projection.
Well, I was in Antarctica and was there, and then people said the shadows are going the wrong way because people don't understand how it works. That if there's a little undulation, a little dip in the snow or a little hill, that's going to cause the shadows to go to either converge or diverge or whatever. But that's just how light works, and that's just how shadows work. Go outside your house with a camera, and you'll see it happen. But people just want to people want to claim things because they don't understand. Remember that whole Michael Collins is sitting at the table and they're talking about seeing the stars, and Michael Collins says, "I don't remember seeing any." And everybody's always commented on that and said, Mike Collins was in the craft that went around the moon. He would have had to see stars. So what the hell is he talking about? Well, the same thing happened to us. Is people are taking clips of me on an interview or something, and they take like a part of the clip and then they use it against me as if I was saying, no context at all. Well, the same thing happens with Mike Collins. If you go back and watch that original telecast, they're talking about seeing the stars through the solar corona when they're looking at the eclipse, which was when they were on the craft. So they were on the craft looking, and then Neil Armstrong says, "I don't remember seeing any stars in the solar corona unless I was looking through the optics." And then Mike Collins says, "I don't remember seeing any." So he's not talking about at all. He's talking about that specific moment, but people cut it out to make it look like he's saying he didn't remember seeing any stars at all. So it's the same thing. It's just conspiracy theorists who are somewhat liars, and they fabricate evidence, even if they think they're doing it for the right reason. I think that they think that they didn't go to the moon, so they then fabricate evidence that we didn't go to the moon. But it's fabricated. There is no evidence that we didn't go to the moon. Zero.
But can I respond to the whole
Sure.
comment that you didn't make, that someone said you made, that I believed you said? Even
Correct.
if you had said, if I come back and I say this, it's because I've been compromised, I would have said, oh, it's because he truly believed it at the time and he just didn't think it was possible. And then he came back and he was being honest about what he saw.
Yeah, because what I told people
You were
was
passionate before, and you're still a passionate person who you're speaking the
Yes.
truth. You're speaking the truth about what you saw.
The thing that
More
pissed me off-
respectable than 99.99% of people
Thank
who
you.
get in front of a mic.
the thing that pissed me off about that is I was trying to explain to people that you will know I'm compromised if I come back and say something other than what I learned there. Right? So if I would have come back there and said, guys, the moon landing's real, then I was compromised, because how did I figure that out? By going to Antarctica. Right? But now, since I got back from Antarctica, I had shows with Dave McKeegan. I looked into it myself. I realized that the moon landing is the most documented event in human history. There is nonstop evidence of the transcripts, of the tapes, of the all kinds of stuff. Everything they have on the Apollo record. They've got 16,000 photos on Flickr. 16,000 that are in order, sequential order, and there's no mistakes. So you have to think about that. The impossibility of faking that. How about this? They went 6 times. If you were going to fake something, would you fake it 6 times? Would you go 6 times over and over again, back, over and over again, back? Why would you do that? And with different people, they kept taking different astronauts. Why not take the same ones so that the same guys are lying? You're not having to keep introducing 3 new liars, 3 new liars, 3 new liars. So everything that you really think about it, it would have been really difficult for them to fake it. And then you got people like Mark Sargent telling high school students that, and they went and got it right the first time and landed man there, as if Apollo 7, 8, 9, and 10 didn't exist, which is when they sent test crafts to go around the moon, then to go down lower to the moon. So you got all that problem. And then you've got him saying that they went perfect without a hitch, but Apollo 13 was a hitch. So again, here's my thing though. I will not go to bat or go to a debate on the side of the moon landing. I will not do that. And the reason why is because I still think there's some anomalies, and I think they should go back. So I think that just like in 1969, they talk about this euphoria of everybody getting together, and it was all this money went towards it, and that's why we were able to do it. If that's the case, then do it again, because this generation of people deserve it. Do not expect anybody who was born after 1980 to believe in the moon landing, because it's so different than what we're used to. It's so out of this world that we haven't done anything close to that. So it's not our fault for not believing it. It's your fault for pretending that we would have flying cars now, and that we'd have hotels on the moon, and Richard Branson would have hotels in orbit, and there's not. That's not our fault. We didn't say those things. I didn't make up a hotel in orbit. That was Richard Branson and the mainstream media. So I'm just saying, I will not go to bat for NASA. I don't even like NASA. I think NASA has some definite issues, like selling patents that they created or they discovered or they scientifically engineered from our money, and then they sell it to the highest bidder at auction so that the company can then buy it, and then they can charge us more money for it. So now I'm paying money to NASA so that they can develop patents that companies buy so that the companies can charge me more money for the product that I produced. That's my money. My money that hired the scientists that figured out cold fusion or whatever it might be that NASA makes a patent for. That's ridiculous. It should go open source. It's our money. So clearly there's problems that I have with NASA. But to just say, I'm not going to go to bat for them and say, oh, I'm going to debate that we went to the moon, because I still think there's some issues with that. But I just want them to go back. I think we deserve it, and it would really put an end to a lot of this stuff. And look at the cameras we have now. If they try and go back and show us shitty footage, then they deserve to be lambasted. It is totally. 2025, 2026, heaven forbid. It's 2026. We deserve to have HD footage of the moon, and it shouldn't be that difficult to get there. Shouldn't be that difficult.
Okay, well, I'm not an expert at the moon landing stuff, and I'm brand new at reopening my mind to the idea of going, and so I have to look into that. But I want to go back to the flat earth.
Hold on. I like your but real quick, I like your research, so I'm going to tell you one thing. Go to Flickr and search Apollo. What do they call it? Apollo image. Hold on, let me think. Apollo image record. I forgot what it is. Apollo image record or something. Whatever. It's 16,000 photos, and you can go through one by one. I want you to find one mistake. So one.
Okay, but since I'm not doing that right now,
Okay,
I want to tell you the most annoying thing that flat earthers do in regards to the moon landing that is incorrect.
Okay.
So even if it was a hoax,
right?
Flat earthers are so stupid for parroting incorrect information that make them look even more stupid.
Correct.
So everything you just said doesn't matter because the flat earthers discredit themselves when they share the meme that's like, how did Nixon call the moon on the phone? Well, duh, he was holding a telephone in his hand, but they were patching it into a radio.
Right.
How do they not understand that concept? And you know, Jaron, that for the past 10 years, Jason has been very polite and trying to say to everyone, it is the concept of scale. But if you say a simple sentence, the concept of scale, 4 words, it's too simple. It makes people go crazy. They get so mad when you bring up scale.
Yeah, it's like
the answer.
It is the answer. I was talking to Jason the other night. I don't know if he told you, but about the moon landing, and he was shocked that, and he's like, you know what? I think that he's saying that there's enough too. That if you go ask him, he might have changed his mind. I don't want to say that for him. You might want to ask him, but he thought there was some.
No, he did mention it.
Okay, so he thought there was some issues.
He mentioned that he was thinking about the moon landing too.
Yeah.
Because the flat earth whole thing is just falling apart like crazy.
Correct. And once you get past that, if you can realize we went to the moon, then the flat earth is gone anyway. I mean, that just makes no sense at all. But you're right about
he was never a flat earther anyway.
No, he was never. But you're right about the Nixon, what did he call the moon from a landline? It's like nobody believes that. Not one person believes that he called the moon from a landline. They think that
no one believes that water doesn't lie flat.
Correct. See, now you're getting it. And nobody on the globe thinks that we don't see too far. Because we do see too far, because we live in an atmosphere. We don't live in geometry land to where everything we see matches perfectly with the geometry of the planet. That's not true. We can see about 10% too far. The
equation that Bob taught me, Bob and Baldini, that I memorized for my flat earth debate.
Mm-hmm.
So respond to me.
Sure.
As the flat earther. Okay. So we see too far, and that's not possible on a globe. The globe explanation for that is something called standard refraction. And standard refraction is the special kind of refraction that contains the variable r, and r stands for radius. And if flat earthers don't believe we know what the radius is.
Correct.
So that's how they get out of that.
But I heard Angels of Shite say that yesterday. Somebody's like, do you know how they figured out how they measured the radius? It's like, does he realize that radius is a derivative of the circumference? If you know the circumference, you know the radius. So we don't have to measure it. We don't, because nobody's claiming to measure to the center of the earth. Nobody's ever claimed that. They're claiming to have measured the equator. The equator is 24,901, and you can multiply that by 0.318, or you can do 2 pi r, whatever it is, to get the radius, and the radius is 3959. And did you know this? This is another thing that I never even realized till recently, that if you take a flat Earth map and you look at the North Pole to the equator, it's the same distance on the flat Earth map and on the globe, right? But the globe from the North Pole to the equator is 6,250 miles. Well, then that means that is the radius of the flat Earth circle of the equator, which means you take that and multiply it by 6.28 to get the circumference of that circle. Hold on, I got to do the math myself. So it's 6.28, which is 2 pi. Where's my calculator? Over here. There we go.
When it comes to seeing too far, they won't accept the standard refraction because they won't be able to finish the equation because they won't accept a circumference because they already measured the ground flat. So they can't use the number to put into the circumference to isolate the correct variable. so there's no way to win.
The equator distance on the flat Earth is 39,250 miles, where we know it's 24,901. So you have to now tell me how they hid 15,000 miles on the equator. It's not possible. So
yeah, well, I'm really embarrassed, Sharon. I was with you, and I believed in flat Earth because you
don't blame me.
David Weiss, Malik Stein, and the whole time, I think that Jason was like, "It's not very smart of you to join this group of people," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not joining a group. I'm just open-minded," and I realized that I was just hinging everything on this setting sun. But I don't understand why it's not easier for other people to say, "Oh, thank you, Jaren, for going and checking that out." It's because of the whole obsession with the ground. It's like, oh, we measured with lasers over frozen water. So I don't know what to do about it.
Neither do I. And I don't think it's really our job. It's my job to say, I was a flat earther, I'm no longer a flat earther, and here's why. And that's pretty much it. At that point, if somebody stays a flat earther, that's on them. You know, if I tell somebody something that I think is true and then they adopt that belief, I do believe I could be karmically responsible for that until I say, hey, I no longer believe that because of these reasons. And if the person says, well, screw you, you're a liar, you're a sellout, then so be it. Then they can continue on with their belief. And I'll always know that I at least told them that I was wrong and here's why I was wrong. And that's all I can do. I'm not going to beg anybody to come out. I'm not going to, make a big deal about it. If they want to stay as a flat earther, that's fine. But what I want them to realize is that when they come at me with these evidences and things that they think are evidence, they're just repeating liars from TikTok and Dave Weiss and lies that they hear. And it's because they're not going and verifying for themselves. And I blame myself for doing the same thing. There was a lot of things that started to be said by flat earthers, and because they're truthers, I believed them. How would a truther lie to me? Truthers don't lie. Truthers tell the truth. So when I heard a truther on his channel say something about the moon or say something about the sun or say something about the earth, I believed him because they're truthers. But I realized that is dumb because people, it becomes their identity.
Identity.
Yep. And once it's become your identity, then everything you do, everything you search is biased, whether you realize it or not. You're going to be, and now people always, when I start saying this, they always say, but the Globers do the exact same thing. Yes, they do. And here's the difference. They're right. That's the difference. You can be biased if you're right. As sad as that is, it's unfortunate. You can be an asshole if you're right. You can be biased if you're right. You can do a bunch of research wrong if you're right. It just sucks that that's the truth, but it is the case. And when you're a flat earther, you're wrong. So you are biased and you're wrong, and you're an asshole and you're wrong. Come be an asshole on this side. It's better.
I don't get religious about any idea one way or the other.
That's good.
And so it doesn't bother me if one day to the next I might have a new idea.
So what do you think?
And people are mad at me in this day and age that they'll be like, oh, wait, you said this on one channel one day and then you said this on another day on another channel. It's like, yeah, because I'm using my brain to continue thinking thoughts and coming up with new conclusions instead of repeating things like a freaking AA meeting.
Yeah, it's called growth.
That don't know what to do with their lives.
It's called growth. And these people don't. There's so many people who have told me that they've said like, what do you mean you were flat and now you're not? Oh, no, there's no way. Once you go flat, you can never go back and all these things. I'm like, wait, so you're saying that you can't grow? Like, I started this stream off today by saying I want people to know, flat earthers to know, that stupid is not a permanent tag. You can be stupid and then you can realize you were stupid and become not stupid. And that's all I'm saying that's happened to me. They can say whatever they want about it, but because they're like, what are you saying? That you were a stupid retard when you were a flat earther? Yes. Yes, I was. I took the side of least resistance. So there was one side telling me how great I was and how smart I was and how funny my videos were and how good looking I am and all these things. And there was the other side telling me to drink bleach and get lost and to not have babies. So your brain cannot allow that to be the truth. It just sees that as like, these are evil, wicked people. And these people over here glorifying me and holding me up on a pedestal are the ones that are right. That's stupid. That's just stupid. So you can get caught up in that. And then all of a sudden, all your research, all your evidence, everything you're looking into is all predicated on pleasing the people that are on the side that you're on and going against the side that you think is anti you and they must be satanic or they must be lying and all these things. And then you go down and you see the 24-hour sun, and you see the sun south of you when you're in Antarctica, and you look at the South Celestial Pole, and you see that the South Pole's below it, and you see that the sun's upside down, you see the moon's upside down, they're going the wrong direction, and you're like, oh shit, I was wrong. So that is a good thing, because when you're wrong, you then usually can realize what the right answer is. So people should be happy. When I got into this, I told you we were looking for the shape of the Earth. Now, did I go down some bad paths for 10 years? Yes, but guess what? I found the shape of the Earth. So I accomplished my goal. Just because you don't want to agree with it now, or just because you think that once you're flat, you can never go back, which is just insane to think, that's on you. I'm not going
to. You debunked your model. That's one thing that everyone should agree on.
Falsified
and
it.
Some people can't even agree on that. Now, I am still interested in questioning the mainstream narrative.
Absolutely.
Questioning everything. I'm even okay with auto hoaxing when you're doing it from a standpoint is I'm going to be in a state of disbelief and then gather information until I can prove it to myself. I know that triggers people, but let me go with my train of thought here, which is that I still see problems with mainstream science in a sense that they have to have different rules applying to quote unquote quantum and then macro. It's different rules. So if someone could come up with a unified field theory, so to speak, that applied the same rules to quantum, to macro, and the equations can still account for the entire periodic table of elements and then predict and show empirical data, I would find that very interesting, especially if it incorporated the metaphysical aspect of things that science doesn't weigh and measure. So I'm interested in those things, and I'm still actively looking at and listening to people who can give me another explanation for the universe. But one thing I know for sure is the thing that you and I and David Weiss had so much fun promoting for all those years with the Baby Truther show and Jeranism Raw and all of these different shows, we found out it was incorrect. And I just can't believe that a year later, I am talking to you and it's still an issue.
Yeah, me either. Trust me, it's quite surprising. But and I still have issues with a lot of the cosmology, and people still kind of, what do you believe in dark matter now and dark energy? It's like, who said that? The Earth is a sphere. When you guys all agree with that, when we're back to square one where we all agree with that, then let's get into the other things. Let's talk about the distance to the planets. Let's talk about the orbits. Let's talk about gravity. But we need to get the fundamentals down, or else we're not going to be talking about those other things. The shape of the Earth is known. It's been mapped. It's been proven. It's proven every day. Everybody who's listening to this right now can go to Google Earth right now, get their location, look at the sky, and see if it matches when they go outside. If everybody on Earth does that right now, and we all realize that the sky matches, what do you think that means? They can't get it. They think somehow we'd be able to take a people that were on a flat Earth, put them on a globe, and somehow their observations would all match what the globe says, even though they're on a flat Earth. It's impossible. You can't tell people they live somewhere that they don't if you provide them with a map, because they'll be able to look at the map and say, that's not where I live. Right? That's why
that's the thing, Jaron.
We can verify.
We didn't just have you go down to Antarctica and see a 24-hour sun.
Correct.
We also concurrently had Austin in Florida observing the same sun.
Correct.
With the same sunspots that are on a rotating physical sphere. And then Crow in Rhode Island, who is also observing the same sun with the same sunspots rotating on a physical sphere. And you saw that for 24 hours in Antarctica.
Yep.
So every flat earther out there needs to come up with an explanation for those three variables as well with the sunspots. The only thing that they have is that there's possibly like a visual illusion that the sun is being duplicated through the atmosphere somehow, so you can see it 3 times over around.
Yeah, except for we checked that to make sure it wasn't a reflection, meaning that the sun stayed the same all the way through the 24 hours with a solar filter, so it never was reflected. Somebody else said they thought it was, I guess, make sure I have this right. Dave, I don't know if it's polarized or unpolarized, one or the other. Dave McKeegan says if something is a reflection, then it's not polarized. Right, but the sun is polarized, and so we checked that too, and it wasn't a reflection. And what were the other things they thought it could be? I checked to make sure it burned paper from both the north and the south, so it wasn't like a different sun or some sort of I don't know, whatever Dave Weiss says, a plasma ball in the sky, which isn't even possible. So we checked all those things, and then the lines of longitude converge at the bottom of the Earth at the South Pole, and that can be measured, and we measured it. That's a fact. So at 53 degrees south, which is about down by Punta Arenas or so, it's 40 miles per 1 degree of longitude. On a flat Earth at that same distance at Punta Arenas, it's 160 miles per degree. So that means everything south of 53 degrees, which is a lot of space, granted, not a lot of land, but everything south of 53 degrees is off by 4 times minimum. And when you get to Antarctica, it starts being off by 100 times because maybe the distance between 1 degree on the globe is like 8 miles. I forgot what it is. It's 13 miles at 80 degrees. But on the flat Earth, it's 260 miles. So you start to realize that it's impossible. People would be leaving South America on a plane and they would just die. They would fly into the ocean because it's 4 times further than they think it is. So they'd be like, oh, we need gas to go 1,000 miles. They'd get out there and they'd fall into the ocean because it's actually 4,000 miles. So we know that's not the case. They would have found that out in a week. It would have taken a week if they lied to us about the globe and it being flat. It would have taken a week to determine that they were lying at the most, right? Because you would get in a car. Rose, imagine you're going to a friend's house. You look at 60 miles away. You're like, I'll be there in an hour. And then you get there 4 hours later. You'd be like, what the fuck? How did that happen? Well, because they had to lie to us about 4 times the distance. So we know that's not true. So that and there's the South Pole. There's the South Pole, and that doesn't exist on a flat Earth map. It exists everywhere on a flat Earth map. Again, if you're in Alaska and I'm in the United States and you're in Russia, if we all walk towards Polaris, we would all run into each other at the North Pole. The same thing is true in the South. Somebody in South America and somebody in South Africa and somebody in Australia are all looking at Sigma Octantis. If they walk towards it, they would meet at the South Pole. So that ends the flat Earth. The flat Earth says if those two people they're looking away from each other. So if they walked towards the South Pole, they would all walk in opposite directions. They would never touch each other. But that's not the case. And we know that now. And you can find flights from each of those. You can find a flight from South America for 6 hours, South Africa for 6 hours, and Australia for 6 hours to the pole. If you just think about the flat Earth, that would be impossible. Think of how far apart those are, and you can get to the same spot from each of them in 6 hours? No way. So anyway, all right, I'm going to let you go, Rose, because I got other people. You have any final words?
No, I was just going to say that I thought people were probably getting bored with me here. And my final words is that regardless of all of the science and flat Earth and everything, it just appalls me that anyone would criticize you. And I'm just proud of you of being intellectually honest. And I know that you're not lying and you did go to Antarctica for anyone who doesn't know.
Thank you, Rose. I appreciate you saying that. If they don't believe it, oh well, what are you going to do? Thank you so much.
Here?
I don't know that. You got to figure it out. There's an end button or something.
I'll just close it out.
All right, later. I'm trying to show people this if I can. Add. Oh, so by the way, Snake Turbanhead said something that I want you guys to pay attention to. So remember that on my channel, Jeranism, Jeranism on YouTube, is a series called Unplugged. And it was about 12 and a half episodes. And what I did with that is I got back from Antarctica. I took a time to get used to it. I then told people I wasn't a flat earther anymore. And then when I got all the shit, I said, okay, I need to show people exactly what I saw, exactly what I realized. So I did a 12-part series. And then everybody who's coming up here today, not one of them has seen it. So if you haven't watched me explain why I'm no longer a flat earther, it's not okay for you to then confront me as if I'm some sort of lunatic for flipping. You need to watch that 12-part series. If you watch that 12-part series and then you still have questions, then come ask me questions. But until then, it doesn't really make sense to me that I've already explained this numerous times. And if your only answer is he's paid off, he's a sellout, then you need to show evidence of that. There's no evidence of that because I didn't get any money. I lost money. Okay, and I lost my audience and I lost my livelihood. For people to know, I used to make like $3,000 on YouTube a month. I used to have a VIP group of 200 people that paid $15 a month. When I got back by February, I had less than 60, and now it's down to like less than 30 VIPs, and I make no money on YouTube. Literally like $300 last month. So I lost everything. So for you to say I'm a sellout makes you look like a retard. Ah, Jesus. I mean, Captain Picard, I said. Captain Picard. That's what I said. Makes you look like Captain Picard. All right, I'm going to show you this real quick. I want to see if this shows the source. Reminder, we encourage everyone to create. Yeah, I'm not displaying that. I don't know if this is even showing. Oh, it's behind me. So let me get it up in front. And move to the front. Project on screen, no. Shape, no. Flip, no. Can you not move layer? Bring to front. Hey, there we go. All right, so because people I still think are confused when you say it doesn't matter, okay, so just so you know, the sun we know does this. It's required. Okay, do you understand that this is not a question that the sun does this on a daily basis in 24 hours? Okay, it has to, and we have tropics and we have an equator. Let me show you that. We're going to draw real quick here the tropic. Let me make it a circle. Okay, so this is going to be the outer tropic of Capricorn, which is going to be about, plus or minus there. It's maybe a little bit more this way. Okay, it's about there. Okay, that's the southern tropic, or the southern summer down there. Then we've got the northern tropic, which is going to be up around Mexico-ish, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe about there. Okay, that's the path of the sun. And then here is the equator in red. Okay, now I want you to realize this is why there's no other map. This is why anybody's telling you that there's going to be another map or that flat Earth will be able to be saved. It will not be. Let me explain why. Because, okay, these things are not man-made. These are requirements and features of where we live. Okay, meaning that this is the southernmost tropic, meaning this is the furthest the sun goes. Provable, not arguable, not debatable. This is the northern point the sun goes. Not debatable. You can put people underneath this, and on June 21st or June 17th, the sun will remain above all their heads. It will never go anywhere else. It's been happening for thousands of years. It's undebatable. The equator on the equinox is where the sun goes in red. Not debatable. Okay. The continents are not debatable. You cannot move South Africa and put it over on this side of Australia. You cannot put South America on this side of Africa. These are known locations of the continents. Okay. Once you know this, I want you to realize that is the only flat map that can exist. Listen again. This is the only flat map that can exist ever, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Stop pretending that something else can exist. These are true things. This is the world that we live in, period. End of story. Now, once you know that, we have the sun. And let's make it a yellow sun. Okay, so we know the sun travels this way. Again, fact, we know this. But the problem is that if the sun's going this way, then somebody in Punta Arenas, which is going to be here, looking to the west, is going to see the sun setting to the right. Look again. Here comes the sun. It's going this way, and it sets to the right. It has to, because it has to get over here. It has to bring sun. Guess what? The sun sets this way. When you go down there, and anybody can go down there, go prove me wrong, please. Where's my pen? Here. The sun goes this. Come on. I need a pen. Thank you. The sun goes this way. Sorry. Then the sun rises this way. What? Yep. And when we went down to Antarctica, which is about, let's say, here in Punta Arenas, okay? I mean, in Union Glacier, the sun does this. For day after day after day. Not just for one day, not 2 days, not 3 days, but for about 4 months. At the pole, it's 6 months. Look at the direction it's going. The sun, so when I saw the sun at midnight, let me get out of here. I saw it over here. At that exact time, it was over here. We could call the people in Australia and say, hey, where's the sun? They'd say it's above our heads. And we say, what? That's weird. We're in Antarctica and we saw it south. Now people have come and they said, oh, it's because they switched the distance. They switched the directions down there, blah, blah, blah. Guys, listen to me again. The sun did a 360-degree circle around us. Doesn't matter if they switch the directions. If this is actually south and this is north and this is east, this doesn't matter. The sun went around our heads, meaning at one point it was on the opposite side that I flew from, right? So that makes sense. I flew from here. Show again. We flew from here. We went south for 4 hours and landed here. So when we left, the sun was behind us. It was noon, 11:30. So when we got there, the sun was here. Now it should be going that way. Why? It has to get to Australia. It has to get to New Zealand. But it went this way. Okay? Now there's a model out there that says that is what is predicted. There's a model that says this is what the sun will do. And that model is the globe model. If you want to deny that because you feel it's weird that we're on a globe, guess what? So do I. Oh well. Evidence is evidence. Facts are facts. There is no arguing it. It is fact that the earth is a sphere. Let me tell you another reason why that's true. So remember I said that we know these things are facts? Right. How do we know they're facts? Because I said you could put people underneath them and that the sun would be above their head. So how is it then that the sun coming along this path, doesn't it need to stay on the path, Jaron? How could it then go this way? That doesn't make any sense. You want to see how? I'll show you, then we're going to wrap it up. We're going to land the plane. but I'll show you. Just give me a second to bring up the almighty Google Earth, because if it went left, that means that the Tropic of Capricorn goes left. That's weird. Is there any model that says that the Tropic of Capricorn goes left in the south? Let's see. Oh, you won't be able to see it. Only the people on YouTube can see it. Let me see. We'll do this real quick. Getting rid of this. Adding a... Shoot, how did I add that source last time? Right click. Oh, add source. 1 second. Add source. We're doing a window capture. And we need to do the Google Earth. All right, cool. Capture cursor, yes. Okay, watch this very carefully. If you watch this and you still are a flat earther, I mean, there's no helping you. There's no helping you at this point. Let's put it to the layer. Bring forward. Pay attention here. It's just flat earthers. They don't want to. I don't know why it won't come forward. What happened? Right click. Oh, that's my. Hold on. Let me move this out of the way. There we are. Move this forward. Layer. Move to front. Move to front. Okay, now we got it. Let me move this back down. All right, and there's the globe. Okay, so now look at when we were down there in Punta Arenas. So here we are in Punta Arenas, and we're looking to the west as the sun goes, and we were like, oh, the sun's setting to the left. I wonder, whoa, look at that. Which direction does this Tropic of Capricorn go? Anybody want to tell me, is that to the left or to the right? So there's one model that says the sun goes to the left, and there's another model that says the sun goes to the right. Every single person, I'll say this one more time and then we're done. Every single person on Earth in the South, every single person in the South agrees that the sun does what the globe model predicts every day without question. And everybody in the South agrees that the flat Earth does not do, the sun does not do what the flat Earth calls for, ever. If you still believe in the flat Earth after what I just said, wake up. Let me tell you again. Every single human being, and there's about 1 billion of them that live in the South, will tell you that the sun does what this model, which is a globe model with a spherical Earth, with a spherical sky, with the sun and moon going around it. Everybody on Earth in the South will agree that the sun goes to the left. See my mouse? To the left. To the left. Everybody will agree. So everybody on Earth agrees that the sun does what the globe Earth calls for, and nobody on Earth agrees that the sun does what the flat Earth calls for, except for liar Dave Lice. Do you understand that? It's over. Cash it in. Move on. We were wrong. Oh, well. Have you been wrong before? I have. Will you be wrong again? I will. Get over it. Stop being dum-dums. It's that simple. It's that simple. And I'm just trying to help you by saying, look, I've taken the abuse for everybody. I've been the one that's getting hated on. I'm the one that gets the death threats so that you can get out of the cult. If you choose to stay in it, it's on you. It's on you. Okay? Oh. God, this chat is so gay now. Jaron, just pretend to be a flat earther so the fags leave. It's hilarious. That's good stuff. Thank you. I know this is, and then I get people saying this, like they're like, oh, he just keeps repeating himself over and over. Yeah, well, if you're not getting it, what about what I just said didn't make sense to you? We know that the sun is above the Tropic of Capricorn at all times on December 21st, but it goes to the left. Which model calls for the sun to go to the left? Oh, this model does. This globe model does. Calls for the sun to go to the left. What about the flat Earth model? It calls for the sun to go to the right. So anybody can go down there. Go to Punta Arenas. Let me go down here for you. This is Punta down here. Oh, it's actually over here. Let's get down there. We're watching the sunset. So we're looking west. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, directions change depending on... No, they don't. We're looking west. We're going to December... well, January's fine, actually. But we'll go to... that's December 31st. Let's go... December's fine. So watch the sun. Look at where we're looking. This is west. Now we're turning. This is south of west. South. Remember, the sun needs to go to the right. And watch what happens when it sets. Watch the sun. Do you see what direction that's going? Think of your flat Earth map. Look at the sun. Think of the flat Earth map. You're in South America. You're looking west and watch the sun. Here it comes. It's setting to the left. So watch. Now it goes over there. And if you turn with it, you're like, what? What's the sun doing? We turned with it. We saw it in the south like this. We saw the light. We're like, what's going on? Keep turning here. And now it comes up over here the next morning. So then you see it rise. Okay. In that time that we just saw the sun, when it dipped under right here, guess where it was? It was above the heads of people in Australia. That the flat earth is done. What model says that the sun is above those people's heads? Oh, it's the model of the globe earth, because when you back out of here, guess what? Australia is on the other side of the globe. And that's why Australia gets the sun when it's south of me in Antarctica. End of story. It's over. Call it quits. Let's get on to other conspiracies. Let's talk about real things. Let's talk about actual conspiracies. Let's talk about things that we're not completely wrong about. Stop being dum-dums. If you appreciate being taken out of the flat earth community because I've saved you, send a, what is it called? Cash App. Yeah. Cash.app/Jeranism with an @ sign or with a $sign. But because I said I lost everything, right? But it's okay. I'm willing to take that abuse because my integrity is more important than that. And being honest with myself and being honest with the people who watched me for years. If they don't like it now, if they want me to lie to them, you're going to have to get somebody else. Go to Dave Lice. He will lie to you. He'll tell you that pictures of Mars have plants in them. He'll tell you all kinds of bullshit. He'll tell you I'm the Antichrist, that his app is actually correct, that they fake the sun with a plasma ball in the sky. Just stupid. Just stupid. And Angels of Shite is just as bad. Another liar who thinks that the tides are the same time every day, which makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. All right. I am out of here. I'll be on live doing these maybe on Fridays. On Thursdays, come by and check out Back It Up. It's a new show where we're going to be having people come up and they can claim anything. We're just going to ask you to back it up with evidence, because I've learned this is the problem with all these conspiracy theories, is that people don't have evidence for it. They just believe it because somebody else said it or they heard it said. But it's like, you know, we'll go check out this guy who said he saw people playing volleyball on the beach from 12.6 miles. I doubt it, but we'll go check it out. Because if you've got a claim, if you've seen something too far, and it has to be beyond the 10% that I said that we would see too far. Just because we see 10% further than the globe calls for doesn't mean we're not on a globe. Okay? Understand refraction, understand what you're talking about. If the earth was flat, somebody would have come up with a map. Okay? Somebody did come up with a map, but it doesn't work with observations. So therefore, it's out. So now somebody else come up with a map, but I just showed you why there can never be another map. Do you understand what that means? Can you not put 2 and 2 together? If the flat earth were true, there'd be a flat earth map. We have one flat earth map. It doesn't work with observations. There is no other flat earth map, as I've showed you. What does that mean about the flat earth? It means it's over. It's over. It's done. It's time to call it quits and get over yourselves. You're not the smartest people in the world. If you think that I believe that Dave Weiss is smarter than every single physicist in the world, you're wrong. If you think that I think that Vika Dravis and Caleb KC Productions is smarter than every single physicist in the world, you're wrong. Sorry, I tend to think that the physicists and the professors maybe they're smarter than some of them. All of them? No. Sorry, can't say it, can't do it. Mark Sargent is not smarter than every single physicist that's in the world. Okay? Eric Dubé is not smarter than every single astrophysicist that lives. It's not the case. Not the case. Much love to you guys. I remind you, please, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe that you can't take a look at the sky and tell the shape of the ground. You can. And it tells you that we live on a sphere. As weird as it is, I'll be the first to admit, the globe, living on a globe is weird, but it's a fact. And when something's a fact, there's no arguing with reality. You can not believe it all you want. I don't believe it. It doesn't match my book. It doesn't match my holy book. It doesn't match this. It doesn't match that. Doesn't matter. The earth is a sphere. Get over it. Look into it. Stop believing people who you think are truthers, so they must be telling you the truth. They're not. They're lying to you for clicks, for money, for clout, for being a contrarian, which again, I'm all for that group. If you want to rename it and say, hey, we're now the contrarians who just say they're flat earthers just because we want to piss people off. Hey, I'll be in that group. But I'm not going to be in the group that says the flat earth is scientifically correct because it's demonstrably wrong. You're lying to children, and that's a shame. I was doing it for a while. I've gotten out of it. It's the best I could do. I can't go back in time. If I would go back in time. I can't. So all I can do is from here forward, not be dishonest about what I know to be true now. You know, was I dishonest before? No, I believed that the earth was flat. I realized I was wrong, and as soon as I did, I told you all, hey, I was wrong. If you can't handle that, that's on you. Guys, it's been fun. We will see you again next time. Follow my TikTok because it's cool. I'll be doing all kinds of naked stuff on there soon. Thank you. Peace. Bye. I love you. Later. I don't know how to get out of here. I'm like, what's his name? Joe Hamby, when he tried to storm off of the final experiment interview. He's like, that's it, I'm out of here. I'm rage quitting. And then he couldn't find the way out. It's kind of funny. There we go. Later. All right, we are done there. Let me get back to the YouTube audience. Say hello to you guys, and then I'll be out of here. TikTok is a joy. It's exactly what I expected. There is no evidence there. There's no truth there. There's just nothing. Just nothing there. Let's get this out of here. Don't save. What are you seeing? Oh, you don't get to see my camera anymore because I turned it off. All right, well, you don't get to see it. Tough Shitsky. Hey, guys, please check out the show on Thursday. I think it should be fun. I have Landry helping me out, so that'll be cool. Have a co-host, and he's going to be kind of watching the back room. And we are going to have a clock with people with a 5-minute clock, and we're going to keep it very neat and tidy. And then also the show will be 2 hours max. So that, it's not too hard to rewatch if you don't get to see it live, but it'll be Thursdays at 3. And it should be fun. We'll see how many people come up. I mean, I think that people are going to have a hard time eventually presenting the flat earth anymore. The only way it's being presented right now is by David Weiss and others who have learned that you can be on TikTok, right? Just like I was bringing people up. Imagine if anybody who came up that's a flat earther, I just immediately said, oh, this is a troll, get rid of him. And then everybody that was a globe earther, I left up there for 15 minutes to say how great I was and to blow smoke up my ass. And then you present that as if it's a real dialogue with people that are against you. If David Weiss was so sure of himself, why won't he debate me? Dave Weiss, why won't you debate me? Did you know I'm home? Dave, I'm home. We got back. We landed about a year and a half ago, or a year and a month and a half ago. A year and a half a month ago. So I'm back. I don't know if you knew that. If you lost my number or something, you can probably get it from all the people that you talk to. They all have it. So you might want to contact me and then say, hey, let's debate because I think that you lied or something. Whatever it is that you think, why don't you debate me? Or else, maybe you're afraid that you'll have to owe me those 3 Bitcoin. The 3 that you said you'll give them away when somebody shows a globe proof. And then somebody said they want to go to Antarctica. And you said, yeah, sure. Go down to Antarctica and film the 24-hour sun and prove that the globe exists or the globe is real. And then we did that. And you refused to acknowledge it. And I saw you say the other day, and I bet I have the video of it, just so everybody can hear you. Where's my phone? Listen to this, and you tell me if this is a problem. We got people like Dave Weiss going around. What is this? That's weird. Who's trying to sign into my Apple account? Get off my back. Somebody's trying to sign into my Apple account, it says. Wasn't me. All right, let me go to this one. We're going to go to Davey Weiss. And where's he at here? With his great... And this is current. This isn't like a long time ago. He just said this. And it's like, Dave, if this is how I know also that God doesn't interject in our life. If God did, Dave would have been struck by lightning. That's what would have happened. But God does not interject. We are on our own here. We got to figure it out. And where is this going? How long ago was it? I'll find it eventually. I just got to see where that video is. I thought it was right here. And I don't see it. There it is. All right, let's listen to Dave. It's just 22 seconds here.
Eclipses, go to the eclipses section and watch the videos there and go, oh, that idea doesn't work, and then go back to the drawing board. And you're not going to get your Bitcoins. I will pay them if you can prove the globe. Guaranteed. Swear on my life. Okay?
What?
The Earth is the globe.
What'd you say? Damn, I missed that.
Go to the eclipses section and watch the videos there and go, oh, that idea doesn't work, and then go back to the drawing board. And you're not going to get your Bitcoins. I will pay them if you can prove the globe. Guaranteed. Swear on my life.
So he will pay the Bitcoins if you can prove the globe. Guarantee, swear on my life. Dave, the 24-hour sun in the south falsifies the flat earth forever and ever. You, sir, are a liar, and that's pretty pathetic. And I thought that we had... Oh, no, do I not remember where that is now? Let's get rid of it. Shoot. I don't remember where that is. Was it under maybe funny? I don't know where my... Shoot. Dave did send me a message eventually, but... Oh, yeah, here it is. He sent me a text message.
I'm a potato.
Yeah, that was it. So, thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. What'd you say again? I didn't hear it.
I'm a potato.
Oh, okay, potato. Gotcha. All right, guys, it's been fun. We will see you soon. Let me check the super chats just to make sure I didn't miss anybody. That would be rude of me. Fan funding. And guys, if you do appreciate what I've done and that I've lost everything, send me $5 on Cash App. It'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. If you don't want to, I get it. You don't have to. Nobody says you have to send money to anybody. But I will tell you, there's a reason why nobody does what I've done. And now I see it. You are not rewarded in this world for being honest. You are not rewarded for telling the truth. You're rewarded by yourself in your own integrity and your own soul. But the outside world would prefer that you are a liar to them. And I've learned that the hard way. This is why everybody online that you know of comes out with a theory or sticks to their guns and never admits that they're wrong. It's because there is no benefit in it. And that's a sad, sad state of the world. People should benefit when they tell the truth. Now, I get it. I wasn't telling the truth for 10 years, or you would say that. I thought it was the truth. But regardless, if people have now looked and seen what happened to me, why would anybody in the future be honest with their audience and tell them that they were wrong? There's no benefit there. It's more beneficial to continue lying to people and keep them trapped in that belief system, because that's where your funds come from. That's where your support is. Now, I'm not like that, but I'll guarantee you that this is what I think that's what Austin did. I think Austin kicked back to watch what happened to me and then decided he's going to remain a flat earther. Why? Because he saw what happened to me. There really is no recovering from that. So anyway, it's been fun. I love you guys. And regardless of if I ever make another tip again, I will always be honest with myself and with my audience until there's no more audience left. So we do have a couple other super chats. Or wait, we have JSS Tiger says, Jaron, tell the flat earthers you dared to have pass fail. Mark and flat earth didn't pass. Well put. Well put. And I give a lot of credit to Duffy. I really do, because he was the one that saw it, and I always knew it. And as soon as he voiced it, I said, well, yeah, if we go to Antarctica, great. I mean, but we're not going there. I mean, and he was the one who said even that nobody else would really make the claim that if we did see the sunset, that it meant the earth was flat. And he was willing to say that. He said, no, if we do see it set, it falsifies the globe. I said, I'll go with you. We'll go. Because that's what I want. That's men coming together, shaking hands, saying, this is what I think, and this is what you think. We're going to go find out, and we'll get to the bottom of this. That doesn't happen anymore. People just argue and bicker and fight the whole time, and nobody's actually coming to the table and saying, this is what will prove me right, this is what will prove you right, and then you separate like gentlemen. I didn't yell and scream and cry. I came back and said, sometimes in life you're wrong. That's life. Get over it. We've got Truther2112 said, why is Marxist trash allowed to accuse everyone of being a PDF file in chat? She's a vile person who doxes people on her YouTube channel. Please ban her. I'm sorry I didn't see that till now, but I have mods. Mods, if there's somebody who's accusing people of being a PDF file, those people need to go. That's not somebody I want here. And then we got Viz, $5. Thank you very much for the pounds. And he says, cheers, Jaron. I do appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Please follow the channel, follow the TikTok and all that stuff. And we'll see you again soon, for sure. Thursday, 3 p.m. Back It Up. Maybe we'll listen to that song. Should we listen to that song? Maybe. Do I have it? I like the Back It Up intro. It's pretty fun. If you like ass. If you like ass, you'll like the intro. If you don't like ass, I would turn off the show right about now. And it'd be better for you. Because there's, you back it up. That's the first thing I think of. I think of backing it up like a big black girl would. So, not that I consider myself a big black girl. I'm not saying that. I do not, by the way. Do not associate with that. I don't really understand the implication there. But let me find this for you. It would be in my A drive. Sorry, I'm on the wrong profile. A drive, and under Video Pros, under Final Backup. Let's go with this one. All right, guys, I love you. Enjoy this music video courtesy of me and Landry, and be there Thursday. It'll be fun. You'll enjoy it. I hope that the sound works, and it might be off. We'll see. Let's try it real quick. Yeah, the sound's not working. Let me fix that. Audio mixer. We got media source. This one. Change it out to advanced and monitor. Mute output. There we go. Peace, guys.
Welcome to Dallas, Texas.
Back it up, back it up.
We are here with the two best fence sitters in the world.
Claims are worth nothing if you can't back it up.
What, do you got a turd in your pocket?
Step to the mic, make your claim. But understand something real quick. Okay, then. Around here,
is my mic on?
Words don't mean shit.
Back it up, back it up, back it up. Talk heavy, better stack it up.
Do you have any receipts at all?
Receipts, clips, facts on deck. Don't dance around, best come direct.
Yeah.
Welcome to Back It Up.
Where the mouth gets checked, every claim on trial, every word gets pressed. You can say whatever.
I'm made for
Free
this.
speech intact, but don't cry when we ask you to prove your facts. You think Trump was Elvis? Cool. Show the tape. You think history's fake? To demonstrate, you think the earth's flat?
No.
I bet you can't back it up. When falsified to death, it's time to wrap it up. Not whispers, not rumors, not telegram threads, not a guy I know, or the voices in your head. Bring timestamps, documents, video proof, or we'll dismantle the lie right in front of you. Boom. Bag it up.
Jeranism, they're talking a lot of shit, but I don't hear them backing it up.
That's all they have. Pathetic
beta
ego trips.
That's when silence says enough. Bag it up, bag it up, back it up. Truth don't flinch, lies are up. Believe that, say it proud, then stand on it. Or watch us tear it the fuck up.
See, many people have wondered, is there ever going to be a Landryism? And the answer is yes, there is.
What? Landryism? Pretty sure that's intellectual content theft. Did he say we're moving upward?
No, so can you back it up?
So dumb.
No, he said he can't back it up. I know.
Shove that shit right where you can. There is no backing that retard.
Rewind the tape.
No, I'm not a button.
Sorry, that's the best I can do.
Panelverse? I'm all about the Pantyverse. Can I host that show? That's evidence?
Suck my dick and eat my Spaceball audience. Come on, people. Can we get a donation?
If you wanted support, don't you think I'm the wrong person to pick as your co-host?
Every time I drive out my driveway and I'm just backing it up, I'm like, man, can you guys not believe it's gonna happen, dude?
Yeah, you're gonna be wrong a lot. Unless somebody makes you back it up.
I'm a potato.
Shut up, baby dear.
Are you a flat earther?
Oh, jeez, you brought the flat earthers.
So-called truthers. Again, Jaren.
My God, this flat earth nonsense.
We live in a world where reality has been taught, in